Right, so welcome to Spelljammer. Let's get stuck right in. Let's go. So, from around you, boom, 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 explosions all around. You each stand on the deck of your spelljamming ship, the Moon Raider. Even as explosions obliterate 2 of its masts and hurl a dozen of your fellow sailors into wild space. Distant stars and wheeling clouds of multicoloured gas spin around you as the first pirate galleon slams into the Moon Raider's starboard side, and a gust of foul wind washes over you as the galleon's air envelope merges within your own. Seconds later, your vessel is boarded by astral reavers, humanoids possessed of strange features, waving cruel weapons and unleashing blasts of magic. Next to you, Captain Sardax lies on the deck nearby, her body ruined by shrapnel. "Hold the top deck!" she snarls with her dying breath. "Grant them no quarter!" Can you each please roll initiative for me?
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go at the end of the round. So, at the top of the round, Rue Lara, it is your go.
Wait, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, it says you have. It says 3.
Oh, I don't know what it's doing. I thought it didn't roll, but it did. That's perfect there.
Yeah. Rue Lara, it is your go.
Okay. Now, how do I turn off this stupid dice beep?
It is under text options, enable background chat sounds.
Oh yeah. I found it. Okay. Hang on. So, these are bad guys, yeah?
Their ship has slammed into yours and you recognise these as astral reavers. You can try and determine if what you know is going on and what your recollection if you want. If you
Yeah.
can roll an insight check for me.
Yeah.
5. You know you're a crew member up on the Moon Raider, but you have no recollection of events prior to the Reaver's attack.
Okay.
You know that you're new members of this crew and you're making your first journey into wild space.
Okay.
At a guess, you think, with a 5, you might not know that actually. You know that Captain Sardax, you know her as your captain, and you understand that her death leaves it up to you and the other surviving crew members to repel the Reavers. You know and trust each other. The Moon Raider is your ship and you are bound to defend it.
Okay. I mean, but yeah, we know that these are no good.
Oh yeah, they're coming at you. They're coming at you.
Okay.
They're running towards you, and their ship has crashed into yours off the side.
I also know that I'm probably weak as shit, so I'm gonna come over here, cast Mage Armor.
Bring your AC up to 16, I believe.
Yep.
I'll edit that for you.
That's an action. Bonus action. Can I actually do? No. Not that's useful right now. Nope. I'm just moving over here. That's it.
Barnabas, it is your go.
Oh, I meant to ask. Can I've given myself a gun. Can I?
Oh yeah.
Can I have that gun?
You've got a gun, yeah.
Yeah. But He will raise his gun at the one on the right.
Yeah.
He's gonna fire his fucking gun. Off our ship. Pew.
A 19 certainly hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Just you raise up your gun, Barnabas. With what do you say? What does he say as he fires this shot?
It's practically like firing from the hip. He's
Yeah.
not, as anyone who notices the +2, it's not actually proficient with firearms yet. But he's just loud and proud and just says, "Get off our ship!" Fires from the hip.
And you just hear a
loud
boom
blast.
as this like small cannonball just comes flying out the end, much like the cannonballs on the ship of the Moon Raider itself. And it goes flying into Astral River, who's running at full pace at you with this gleaming sword above him, ready to strike in your direction, spell casting in one hand, and boom, just hits him in the chest, and he just begins falling backwards. Oh, and also, can you both roll a d20 for me? I forgot to do this at the start of Hannah's round and the start of your round.
9.
9. So
Whale.
we'll start with Hannah's first. So with a 9 and a 12, it's pretty perfect, because as this one goes down, you see that back here, 2 more Astral Reavers jump onto the ship, ready to join the fray.
Damn it.
Rohan, you're up next. Can you first roll a d20 for me at the start of your turn? I forgot to do it for these two. A 17. Amazing. I don't think it's useful yet. From behind you, Rohan, you look down as the ship's dog, Bruno, rushes to the aid of the characters nearby. You see that with Bruno sort of rushing in between, he's got this like big keg around his neck that you recognise to be a keg filled with healing potion. As a reaction, on any of your turns, you can now take 1 sip from the healing keg around Bruno's neck, no action required, and you regain some hit points. Not that you'll need it right now, but he is in the battlefield. I'll put a little doggo token on there. Let's use a good old Lancelot, shall we?
As Rohan sees Barnabas blow this guy's away, he's like, "Oh man, it's getting intense!"
Yeah, it's your go, Rohan.
Oh, and he's gonna be like, oh god, and he like moves forward here, and he's like, "Boom shakalaka!" and does a thunder wave at this guy.
Yeah, con save for this guy.
Yeah, he's just doing the 15-foot thing, but
yeah. 17. So I believe he passes, but he takes half damage, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Good damage though. 5 damage.
He's like, "Oh shit, you're not dead, man!" And he's gonna like run back a bit.
And the Astral Reaver turns his attention towards you and starts charging towards you. Let me just double check something's to do. Each character's turn, that's fine. He's going to charge towards you, Rohan, and he's going to unleash with a scimitar attack against you.
Oh, sorry, he would have done one thing first.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
I forgot I have it. He would have used his telekinetic shove.
Oh shit.
to,
How does that work? Put it in the chat for
the
me.
bonus action, you can try to telekinetically shove one creature in 30 feet. When you do so, the target must succeed on a strength saving throw.
Let's see what they get.
Or being 5 foot away from you.
No, they do fail. However, he does run straight back to you. And he misses though, as something with a telekinetic shove. I'm going to say that as you're sort of like moving away, you're channeling it, Rohan, and he begins like running at you, and he goes to swing, and you just like boom, throw out your hand, and it kind of pushes him back, and he swipes the air, and then grits his teeth, and just like Argh! The Astral Reaver is going to run towards you, Barnabas, and is going to strike down with his scimitar. Misses with a 5. The final Astral Reaver is going to move up to here, and he pulls out this magic-looking crossbow with an enchanted bolt in the end and fires straight at you. What's your fucking name? Rulara.
Yeah.
Misses with a 7 though, not good for these guys.
Yes.
Rulara, can you roll a d20 for me, please?
10.
10. And you see as another Astral Reaver jumps into the fray. Is your go though?
Gonna use. No. Hold on. I need a thing. Gonna use sleep.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Roll your 5d8. I think it's 5d8.
I think so. There's the button. Yep, 5d8.
18. It's enough to get one of them, as this one in front falls asleep. The one at the
Roll.
back, though, it's not quite enough, as you got quite a low roll. 2 1s.
Yeah. Got one of them though.
You got one of them. Anything else, or is that your go?
Just move further back.
Okey-doke. Barnabas, it's your go. Roll a d20 for me at the top of your turn as well.
D20. 3.
Another Astral Reaver, this time from the other side, jumps onto the ship.
Oh no, a bitch.
It's your go, though.
Yeah, he tosses or drops the musket, and on his lower back he's got a pair of hand axes, and he takes one out. He's gonna slam it in this guy's head. Urgh. Ah!
Natural 20. Describe to me how he swings in this attack.
I think he's got a big hippo smile on his face, and almost laughing in the throes of the bow. It's just like, get off our ship! Ugh! Just slams down with the axe right in the middle of the forehead.
And roll that damage for me. It's probably going to be enough. It was maximised. We still get maximised, and it would be enough either way. As you slam down the axe into the sort of metal kind of sort of helm he's wearing, but it crunches in and then just cuts through into his skull, and he just kind of like holds there for a minute. His eyes go sort of cross-eyed, and blood just starts streaming down from the top of his head. As you see, he drops dead before you. Any movement or bonus actions?
Yeah, he'd step a little bit forward, just striding forward, and pull out the other hand axe and just point to the other two, one off the other, and just say, "Who's next?"
Love it. Rohan, can you roll a d20 at the top of your turn, please? 4 as another Astral Reaver jumps aboard.
Right.
He's like, "Oh, Moon Mother, grant me strength!" And he's gonna shillelagh this guy.
Yes.
Yeah!
Bonus action, Shillelagh. I assume he has like a staff. Oh, very.
Why is it a green 10?
I don't know, that's weird.
I got some. No, it's just a. It was a 4. No, it was a 6. So meh.
Oh,
He
you
misses.
might have auto crit on, but yeah, unfortunately it swings round and you do just miss as he ducks underneath your shot and grits his teeth at you.
Gonna move there though,
Yeah.
and he's gonna. Oh shit! He's gonna try and shove that guy back.
Oh yeah, strength saving throw for him. This guy's climbing aboard. It's 13 enough?
Yeah, that's enough.
Oh, you almost push him back and he's just holding in there. The Astral Reavers, one strikes down at you. Natural 1 though misses.
Yeah.
Can't hit the quick form of Rohan Moonriver. These two, however, seem pretty pissed that he's missing on the disc. They're going to fire 2 light crossbows against him. 11 and a 13, I think both hit.
Yeah.
For a total of 9.
Oh god.
And then 5 damage. As both go
Oh shit, man!
as Rohan drops to his knees. The one asleep up here cannot do anything, but the one up here is going to run to challenge Barnabas, and he is going to scimitar him. 14, I think, misses though, as he swipes.
Misses.
Suddenly, at the top of the round, a thunderous explosion shakes the ship, filling the air with splinters of wood. Bodies are hurled into wild space, and then everything stops. Wreckage hangs motionless. Reavers freeze in the middle of their attacks. Even the stars stop twinkling. The illusion of wild space melts away. And suddenly, you find yourselves in one of the magical chambers of the simulations deck. Your memories slowly fitting back into place. You recall being warned that your first experience of a wild space simulation would be disorientating, to test your ability to function under pressure. A hulking figure emerges from the centre of the explosion. A Hadozi with a missing wing flap, wearing a military uniform, bristling with medals. The air around her smells like cigar smoke. As you can see... how do you pronounce this name? Who is it? You recognise this person to be Bosun Tarto. And she growls. The Battle of Hakatha didn't go so well for Captain Sardax and her crew. But her last battle makes a good testing ground for new recruits. End simulation! And I'll move you over to... Boom. So, you all regain all your health points and all your spell slots. Have you spent any?
Yeah.
You can see that the battle has been an illusory exercise conducted in one of the Academy's simulation chambers. Large circular spaces whose rune-scribed walls channel potent magical power, and which contain training versions of the spelljamming helms, akin to those used on proper, real spelljamming ships. With the training exercise complete, you see you begin to remember what has happened. You arrived this morning on Belligerence, a chartered galley that travelled out of a city of Waterdeep. Even if you came from other worlds, you may have been transported from another world to Toril first. And as it passed through Waterdeep, picking up passengers and crew in the Moonshade Isles, Baldur's Gate, Candlekeep, Port Nyanzaru, each of you has come from a different reason, sought out or signed up for the Spelljammer Academy. A secret enclave of spellcasters and swords for hire on the mysterious Isle of Nimbral. Graduates from the Academy join the Spelljammer Fleet, a magical navy sworn to protect Toril and explore worlds far beyond. The Academy is carved into 2,000-foot-high column of rock that juts up from the cliffs of the island's west coast. Its multiple levels connected by stairs, ramps and magical lifts. After docking in a sea cave at the base of the column, you march to the simulations deck. Up the Academy's spire, your mettle has been tested, and now it is time to settle in. The bosun Tarto begins to give you each are debriefing, sort of giving you a pitiless assessment of how your performance was during the trial. She might have sort of given a sort of a respectful nod to you, Barnabas, as she says, good shooting. Not unlike many of the GIF we have within the Spelljammer Corps. And looks to you, Rohan, and says, better luck next time, yes? Well...
Yeah, I mean, he just came out of nowhere.
That they will. Within wild space, you must always be prepared for anything.
Wild? Is that like space? Yeah?
She nods and says, it is space, yes.
And it's like, and he does like a gesture that's like all around.
She looks at you like a kind of like, sort of unsure look at you, kind of like tilting her head like almost like a dog, and says, I've heard of post-simulation neurosis, but you're a unique one.
Oh yeah, man, that's what my dad always said, and my mom, and everyone else, and
Well, you...
yeah, man.
You listen to what I tell you, and it might just save your life.
Yeah, chill.
She takes like a... She sort of walks away from Rohan, you see she takes a big puff of her like cigar, and like thick haze of cigar smoke kind of goes around her head and sort of past her. Let me just quickly read something. She begins to walk sort of up and down across these new recruits, including the three of you, and she says, while adventurers of all stripes explore Faerun and deal with the perils of ancient ruins, malevolent cults, and long-forgotten tombs, those who come through Spelljammer Academy on Nimbral strive to protect the world from far greater threats. Spelljammer Academy trains cadets for service as Spelljammers and members of the Spelljammer Corps, both branches of a magical navy sworn to protect Toril and explore other worlds beyond. Few people know of our academy's existence, and we try to keep it that way. Our leader, the Old Wolf, Mert the Merciless, is Spelljammer Academy's founder and chief financial officer. He manages the institution's operations alongside a small group of powerful, high-ranking officers, known collectively as the Bridge. While most of its candidates are from Toril, the Academy occasionally recruits from outside realm space, and sort of looks to you, both you, Barnabas, and you, Rulara.
Rohan's just nodding like, yeah.
Barnabas says under his breath, bully, as he's smiling and looking around.
The Academy was founded by Mert as part of a joint investment with the retired elf adventurer Elmander, who operates a shop on the Rock of Bral, a city built on an asteroid. Prince Andrew, the monarch of Bral, has invested heavily in this academy, though his support has waned of late over questions regarding security within our institution. This is why you cadets must ensure you always have your eyes peeled. If you ever see any sign of treachery within our ranks, or would you ever even dare to think of performing treacherous acts, I can assure you, we are watching. Now,
I didn't know.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Let me assign you your orientation tasks. And she is going to... I'm just going to reveal this to you. Mm-hmm. All cadets, collect your welcome pack from administration. Report to quarters for bunk assignment. Report to the Skydock for spelljamming ship inspection. Corp cadets only, collect service weaponry from Mr. Blip in the stores. Spelljamming cadets only, report to Spelljammer Nexus for basic training. And all cadets, please complete Gymnasium Assault course. If it's not been made clear to you already, the Spelljammer Corps will be looking at you, Mr. Barnabas, as the non-magical folk, whilst the more magical folk will be prime candidates for spelljamming cadets themselves. Have I made myself clear?
Yeah.
Aye, Mom.
Furthermore, as I said, due to recent thefts, security checkpoints are in operation throughout campus. Failure to stop when challenged will result in disintegration.
Had like been turned into a powder or something?
Right you are, Mr. Rohan. You would be more than just a fine goo that I might sweep off my boot at the end of the day.
What colour would the goo be, man?
What did he say? I didn't hear that.
What colour would the goo be?
For you, I imagine it would be a mix of green and red.
Far out, man. Nice.
It's fucking character. Well, get on with your tasks and then report back to me once all are complete. I will remain on the simulation deck. And she provides you with a map that you can see before you, a similar map of what you can see. So, you've got your orders. Where do you want to begin? You are now exploring the academy. She also would have said one more thing to you, is in that the Spelljammer Academy has a 5-tier security system. Each tier is represented by a different colour, as I will show you now. Boom. So all the academy personnel wear uniforms in the colour of their security access level. Your characters are currently cadets, and so you are in red currently. If you wish to advance further, you must obviously collect your uniforms from administration. And to access higher security levels, academy cadets and personnel must request a security helmet, a rigid leather cap dyed in the appropriate colour. Security checkpoints are set up throughout the academy, and each are guarded by a number of guards. As Bosun Tato taught you, that they are capable of disintegrating any who wish to try and bypass this particular thing. So, yeah, like I said, you have access to the locations within your security level, and you've got your orientation tasks. So, where would you guys like to begin, or would you like to describe your characters more to each other and sort of introduce yourselves properly?
Yeah, I'll go first. Barnabas, Mortrealm Eurydice the Seventh is, and I looked this up, Gif are fucking massive.
Yeah,
He's like
big.
9 foot tall and built like a shit brick house. Huge, imposing figure. Looks like he's led a very plush life, all well nourished and what have you. He's got the edges of some tattoos sticking out, the very edge of his collar of a lovely, well, actually, it would be my cadet uniform now, but he looks good in red, so he's happy about that. Doesn't look particularly worn in, no scars or anything, but just from the benefit of his race, I think he looks pretty imposing. But he seems to wear a pretty genuine smile most of the time, almost as a default, and has a little monocle on a chain that's currently hanging down and placed in a little pocket on his uniform. And he would turn to look at the both of you, just kind of generally swiveled round, and just say, I don't know about the two of you, but there's nothing like a good list, eh?
Yeah, man, like, you know, it's collecting a welcome pack. Do you think that's something like lunch?
One can only hope. Nothing like a good bit of food in your belly before heading off and striking down some more reavers, eh? And he does like a heavy shoulder check on Rohan.
Rohan falls over.
It's like, apologies, and reaches down and like helps him back up.
It's alright.
What you-
Yeah.
what you said at the start, Natalie, that we're aware we know each other.
Yeah.
Was that due to the simulation,
That
or was
was
that
due
how
to
we
the
were in it?
simulation, yes.
Okay, so then he'd introduce himself. Apologies. My name is Barnabaeus Mortram Eurydices the Seventh, and to whom do I have the pleasure? He looks at you first, Rohan.
I'm Rohan Moonriver, man. I'm from Undercliff Village, just outside of Waterdeep. You from the Dock District?
Not quite, my man, but it's good to meet a local. He like shakes your hand furiously.
Oh man, I'm not from here. I'm from Undercliff Village.
Right. Near local, a native.
Yeah, something like that. And when I just saw that Spelljammer like fly through the air, I was like, whoa. And I just started following it, man, and then somehow ended up here.
Got to trust your gut, eh? And he turns and looks to you, Rulara.
Yeah, she's busy looking at this list at the moment. She sort of nods, and she's. I do agree with you. Actually, I really like a list. They're good for organisation. I'm Rulara, and she looks to you, Rohan. She's like, I don't think I got your name. What was it?
I'm Rohan Moonriver from Undercliff Village.
I see.
You ever been?
I have not. I must say, is it nice? It sounds like it's got a good name.
Oh man, like when the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, the whole place is in shadow the whole day.
So Rulara is just—she's a Hadozi. How do you say it? However you say
Yeah,
it.
you got it right first.
Hadozi. So she's white in color, basically like the picture I sent. I think I sent it earlier. And she is a wizard. She doesn't look like she's been battle hardened at all. She looks like she's been sitting at a desk for a long, long time. And she's wearing very simple clothes. She looks quite excited to be here, I'll say that. She wears a little bit of jewellery around her tail, but nothing super fancy.
Nice.
Got sharp monkey teeth,
Okay.
intact glidey wings.
Oh yeah.
Much to the
Oh, they have
opposite.
wings?
They do have like a more like arm flaps beneath their arms, like sort of like flying squirrels.
Oh, okay.
You would have seen Bose and Tato only had one, as one had clearly been injured and torn off at some point throughout her military career. You imagine?
Oh yeah, and Rohan's a human, if that wasn't obvious.
I thought so.
Is he
probably
tall,
good to check.
short?
He's about 6'3".
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
pretty
It's
damn
pretty
cool.
tall.
Cool crew.
Is he
But
quite
he's
broad-shouldered or is he quite lanky?
he looks like he'd be broad if he ate more, but
Okay.
you don't think this guy eats much.
No.
Yeah.
Rulara, I'd say is probably about 5'2". She's quite short.
Oh.
Not small size though. I picked medium for her. You get the choice again, but I picked medium.
Okay. So whereabouts are you guys going? You're all cadets, all thrown in together. You can discuss amongst yourselves where you think you want to visit first as part of your orientation tasks.
Well, generally, I think lists are best to go from top to bottom.
Yeah, this looks pretty good. We can go get our lunch and then we can go to bed.
I like the cut of your jib. Top to bottom, ticked off one at a time. Satisfying.
I agree. What's the first one? Get the welcome pack. Wow, that's a good start.
Administration.
Where's that? Looks around.
So you'd be able to see on your map that administration is very low down. It's you would have you would have probably passed through administration on your way to the simulations deck when you originally arrived in the sea dock. So you'd make your way downwards throughout the academy. As you do, you sort of pass through a series of sort of rocky halls, and it's very sort of natural rock. And outside the sort of central different areas, you see at one point 2 sailors walk past, and you see they sort of discussing how even in spite of recent improvements, sort of 3 out of 10 exploratory fleet missions still result in all hands lost, which I imagine for some of you is reassuring than others. You eventually make your way all the way down to administration, which as you make your way in, it's a huge section of rock has been carved out, and there's like on the edge you can see there's like a light waterfall that drips over the edge into the sea below. At the very end, it's like a very wide, sort of 30-foot across open section, which you can sort of see out into beyond the sea. Surrounding this area is a visitors' lounge with a bar. There's guest rooms for visiting off-world dignitaries, and the academy reception. If you would see at the reception desk, there is a insectoid creature that is currently got a number of different sort of stones in its hand, and it's like keeps bringing up the stones to its mouth and like moving them back and forth, and then sort of filing papers with one hand and then picking up another stone with the other, bringing it up to its mouth and putting it back in a box next to it. And feel free to all do a nature check and an arcana check for me to see if you can tell what it's doing.
Rohan would definitely be looking at that waterfall and being like, "Whoa, man, it doesn't begin or end. Nice."
It's pretty awesome. Wonder what keeps it going.
You know, like space, you know, it's like maybe it just goes round and round like a circle.
Maybe it does. Pretty interesting in itself, don't you think?
Yeah.
Can I get an arcana check from you as well, Rohan?
Could he touch it?
The waterfall, it's probably like a 10-foot like sort of separation over like a gap that just sort of falls straight downwards. It would be quite risky to try and reach out and touch it. You probably couldn't reach out and touch it at your height. Maybe Barnabas could. Those rolls, Jesus.
No, he's not going to do it.
Oddly enough, Rohan is the only one who recognises this creature. Somehow, you're not sure, Rohan, quite how you recognise, but you're like, that's a 3-keen, you've heard of them. Like, they're these alien bug-like creatures. You don't know how you've heard of it, but somehow you have.
I think he knows how he's heard of it. He would have dreamed of it.
Yes.
Ages ago. And everyone would have told him it's not real, and he's like, "Oh man, look at that freaking over there, pretty freaky."
Neither of the others you recognise this creature. However, with the Arcana check, Rulara and Rohan would both recognise the stones it's carrying as as sending stones. Do you approach the receptionist?
Yeah, that's what I hear. All right.
Yeah, Rohan would be like, "Who you talking to, my man?"
So you see the freaking is reaching back and forth as you reach up, and she's like, "Academy accounts payable, Sorka speaking, please hold," and puts it away and just sort of says, new recruits, is it? I am...
No, he just answered my question, so...
Yes, very well.
No, he just did, I mean...
I assume you're here to collect your welcome packs.
Looks around, looks at the note. "Oh yeah, lunch, got it."
I hear we're providing you with a red level cadet uniform plus a spare, and sort of gives out each of you like a sort of vacuum packed bag.
Thank you.
Not to forget to mention the complimentary toiletry bag. Do not lose the complimentary toiletry bag.
What's in the toilet bag?
There are a number of toiletry related items in there, including toilet roll and also toothbrush and paste. And so,
Yes, thank you.
I am also instructed to give you a 50 gold pieces requisition voucher to spend at the Academy stores.
Oh.
Oh,
And finally, and she places on the table, a blue level security helmet for visiting the Sky Dock during orientation. Please make sure it is returned at the end of your orientation.
What does the hat look like?
It's like a literal just like leather helmet that's been dyed blue.
Oh, so it's not like a cap.
It
It hasn't got like a beak at the front.
I'm trying to think what a leather cap looks like. It probably does actually. I'm going to say yeah, a leather sort of cap with a little beak at the front, definitely. I think
Yeah,
that's-
Rohan, could he put it on backwards?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's what he does straight away. And he's like, nice hat! And just puts it on.
You may find certain officers may look at you funny for wearing it that way, but I will not judge.
Barnabas picks his up. It's like, do you have one in a slightly larger size? As he like puts it like pointed on his head, and it's just like sitting on his head like an egg cup.
She kind of looks up at you with her like beady kind of insectoid eyes, and just sort of she's got like a small kind of cigarette and then like one of those long kind of cigarettes in her mouth, and kind of like sort of chews the end of it slightly and takes a big puff and says, I'll see what I can find, and sort of like, and then sort of like gets off the chair and then scurries across the floor with all like 6 legs and sort of climbs up the side of this like you see next to there's like this huge kind of set of like sort of square kind of cubby holes, and they're all sort of filled with different uniforms and other things, and she sort of like climbs up them even without a ladder even, and she just reaches into the top one and just scurries back there and right across the floor and just into her chair and just like places it across the thing and says, one matching your size, sir.
Madam, you are impressive.
I'd aim to please, sir.
After that highly impressive display of something Rohan has never seen before, he'd be like, whoa, that hat's massive, man!
It's perfect, and look, just puts it straight on and straightens it up, making it look nice and proper.
Hat makes the man. Far out.
Very true.
Rulara just puts hers on. It's slightly too loose, but she's not going to say anything. That was really cool, and you were really speedy as well. I think we need to go to our quarters now.
Yeah, she kind of says, if you are all done, I have more business to attend to. Good day. And you hear her sort of pick up a sending stone and says, like, sea docking, acquisitions, and sort of like reports in a number of different kind of numbers and things like that. And
Well, goodbye. I guess we'll find ourselves. She looks around to you guys.
Yes, let's go sort our bunks. Like a good bunk. Hope we're bunk buddies. And he elbows Rohan again.
Well, I've already lost my list, so I'm gonna have to, look at yours.
Oh, where'd you leave it?
I don't know, man. Might have dropped in that waterfall.
Oh no. Well, I'll be soggy now.
you would know with your maps before you that on the way to the cadet quarters you could pass by the stores and use your requisition vouchers you've picked up.
That'd be good.
So I need to speak with
curious
Mr.
about what
Blip.
stores they have. Oh, Mr. Blip. Who's that?
I don't know, but it says core cadets, which is me. I'm not a magical willy-nilly person like you two.
Whoa. Oh, magic?
You cast force, thunderous force, from your hand, sir, on the
Yeah,
simulation deck.
in the simulation. Do you remember?
I mean, yeah, but that's magic. Well, I thought it was more of, mind powers. And he, splashes the waterfall in the background. Is there one for that?
I mean, there's a kind of magic, yeah.
Intriguing.
Oh, far out, man. Guess I'm the magic man now.
Can you lift things up with your mind? Could you move my hat?
Yes, one time, I concentrated so hard on trying to pick up this rock. I got a nosebleed for 2 days.
Gosh.
Well, at least the uniform's red, I suppose.
Yeah, man, it's like color of the sun.
Right. To the stores first, then. We will be going slightly off order with the list.
That's only slightly, though. I'm sure I'll be fine.
It does feel efficient.
I do like efficiency.
Oh.
Which shop should we go to for the nearest one, I assume? She's looking around to see what shops there are now. I assume we're around the area.
You're not, no. The stores are actually further up.
Okay.
You're currently in the administration level, which has sort of a, like I described before, like a, my brain has like a visitor's lounge with like a bar and guest rooms for sort of off-world dignitaries and stuff. But the stores are actually at like a few levels up, and you would be able to tell that from the map you've been given.
Rulara just picks up her little welcome pack in her hand and like shoves the staff she's holding, like, and holds it with her tail. Well, I guess we should go then. I think it's up on the slightly higher level.
Right, up the stairs then. Onwards.
Yeah, lead the way.
So after heading your way, sort of curling down, you find another way back up. This time as different separate stairs. There's two that curl up, and they're marked quite clearly as this one goes down, this one goes up. As you make your way up and you sort of make your way sort of through a number of halls, you see two cadets are sort of facing off in a game. It's some sort of game that magically projects illusory spelljamming ships above this game board, like a sort of almost like a large chessboard in front of each other, and they're kind of like you can see them sort of like doing somatic and verbal components of sort of spells, and then sort of like holding their head and kind of like moving the spell, the sort of illusory spelljam that kind of moves around and fires this kind of like small little like holographic almost cannon that goes boom, and he's like 5 points to me.
Oh, bully! Rohan, it looks like something right up your alley. Mind powers?
Oh, you know, man, they say the man who doesn't show off, is the man who, is better. And he gives him like a... Well, it looked pretty fun.
Maybe you could just use it as practice then, Practice isn't showing off. And you need to practice magic.
There's sort of you see there's a human man across an elf who's like got a very pale skin and kind of white hair, and she looks a bit kind of like dejected and kind of gets up and steps away, and he says, "Another victory for me. I see you're showing some interest. Would anyone like to take part?"
Yes, and Barnabas shoves Rohan forward.
Yeah, he's like, "My name's Rohan Moonriver. I'm from Undercliff Village."
"Ah, nice to meet you, Rohan Moonriver from Undercliff Village. I am Gom Silversword."
Oh, that's a cool name, man.
Yes,
have you got a silver sword with you?
"That I do," and he pulls this like silver rapier from his side and is like, "Ready to beat things up in the Spelljammer Corps."
Oh yeah, man, it sounds great, but I haven't got my Moon River with me. It was a bad assumption of me to make that you had a silver sword. I'm sorry.
"That is all right. Would you like to take part?"
Looks around at Barnabas and Rulara, and he's like, "Yeah, why not, man? Let's mind battle."
Gives him a thumbs up.
"You must ensure you have some kind of arcane ability. Luckily, I have not only..." Shing, and swings the sword and says, also, and he kind of like channels his brain and moves the ship with his sort of arcane ability. "Do you have such arcane ability, sir?"
"Oh yeah, man." And he holds out his hand. He's like, "Watch this!" And he's gonna use his druid craft to make a tiny little mushroom blossom in his hand.
Amazing. Oh,
Then
how
he
quaint. Let me quickly have a look at something. Where is it? Bear with me, I'll just try and find what I'm looking for. if you're sitting down to play, can you please make an Arcana check for me to see how well you are able to do it? I will roll one for this guy. He's got.
Is he like hooking up to anything, or is he just doing it?
No,
with
you literally just do it with your mind, and you sort of like focus yourself and kind of like try and kind of like hold your brain into it and like sort of channel your arcane energy. And sort of as you do, you like you feel like you sort of can feel your arcane energy sort of commanding through like into this sort of illusory spell jamming helm, and it gives you a very strange sensation, more akin to like thinking about moving a limb than operating controls. But this one almost seems more. You might get the impression if you were to pilot the real thing, it might be quite difficult. This seems like you're moving your fingers and you can kind of just almost instinctually operate. This guy got a natural 20, so he instantly just like
got a 5.
Yeah, he pulls up the the sort of ship quite almost instinctually. Like barely, he just sort of closes his eyes and starts kind of like almost like moving his fingers in like a typing kind of sort of way, and just sort of like says, "And checkmate!" And the sort of little boat fires out all like this barrage of cannon fire and just instantly blows up your Spelljammer and the simulation.
I imagine Rohan didn't really understand what was going on and was just closing his eyes really hard until he got like pressure illusions from his eyelids, and he's like, "Oh man, this is intense!" And he's like, "Oh yeah, well done, bro."
Yes, not quite the right challenge for someone of my caliber, but maybe once you've gone through initial basic training, then you will have more of a chance, although I doubt it.
Well, you know, man, I just got here. Why don't you try it against Rulara? She's got some powerful... And he like does a little mind thing.
I don't have much in the way of psychic abilities, really.
This is
Didn't help me
arcane,
much.
This is arcane, my dear. Pure arcane. You know how spelljammers work, correct?
Hannah doesn't.
Do an arcana check for me. 19. You'd know that the spelljammers are operated via spelljamming helms. They're like these small helmets you would put on your head, and you would basically it channels your like arcane energy into the ship itself, and by using your arcane energy you can like literally pirate the ship with your mind.
Okay. Yeah. Let's have a go.
He says, another challenger. Hopefully you're better than Mr. Moonriver here.
Well, I'll have a go. I'm sure I'll do okay.
We shall see. He's making his roll. Oh, he rolled bad this time, but make an arcana check for me.
Arcana.
Oh, just. It's close. It's sort of you can Rulara, you have sort of a more sort of instinctual nature with arcane things, and you kind of instantly find yourself sort of moving this ship sort of through like the just having control of this small ship. You can feel as you sort of move your fingers, you can sort of like feel parts of the sort of illusory ship moving, and you can see him sort of again sort of close his eyes and start doing this sort of like typing momentum, like stretching his fingers back and forth, and then he sort of like then he starts getting frustrated, and he's like and then cannons start firing out on both sides, and you take a shot, he takes a shot, and then you just manage to swing past with the illusory ship, and it just dodges a barrage of cannon fire as he kind of like throws his hands down and gets frustrated and accidentally sort of guides his ship a bit too close to you, where you just blow his ship out of the illusory sky. He says, good balderdash, good.
That was really close.
You cheated.
Really close.
You cheated.
Well, I didn't cheat, but it was good.
Guess you need a bit more practice, bro.
I've never been so insulted in my life. Someone would cheated. I'll report this to. I'll report this to Bosun Tato.
Oh, well, I didn't cheat. Maybe you cheated. I don't know. Maybe you cheated the first time. How would I know?
And he kind of just like stands up in a huff and just sort of like runs off away from you. He's like, Bosun Tato!
Maybe we should go to the shops.
It's a real shame. A great victory over what seemed a worthy opponent, but perhaps he was just a fool after all.
Oh, I think so. Maybe just got upset. Seen it many times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bully from you both, I say. And slaps you both on the back.
When you spend your eyes, your life with your mouth, with your eyes closed and your mind open, man. That guy's all eyes, yeah?
I mean, yeah.
Rayhan's just nodding to himself.
So you're making your way up to the
One
stores.
of us is like, "Buh."
Yeah.
So you make your way
Where'd she go?
past up to this sort of small room where there's a sort of iron door at the front that's kind of got some bars in the centre, and you sort of pull it open, and it's clearly marked stores and quite sort of fancy engraved writing on the store, and you sort of pull it open. It's quite a small room with like there's like almost like a shop front on the sort of right of you as you come in, and there's no one currently manning it, but you sort of look back and into the room, and beyond you see there's like a room of there's on the sort of left there seems to be a number of different lockers and chests holding various different goods, but beyond that even further you can see there is like a very untidy set of, well, beyond that, an absolute mess of a quarters featuring half a dozen tables piled high with tomes, curiosities and devices of unknown purpose. As you do this, you sort of looking over, do you like call out or anything?
Yeah, Barnabas definitely would. I'm here to see a Mr. Blip.
You see, like, from below the desk, you hear this kind of, like, rustling around suddenly, and suddenly this sort of, like, this figure sort of pops up. I will reveal what he looks like for you. I'll put it in the Discord chat. You see the top of, like, a bowler hat come up first, and then this, like, metallic face with this, like, sort of metallic moustache come up, and just sort of, like, stand up to full height of about maybe 3 to 4 feet tall maximum, and
Good lord.
looks up at your mighty form and is like,
Hello, my name's Mr. Blip. It's very nice to see some new recruits. Have you come by the stores? I'm the Academy Quartermaster. If you ever got any questions, I am somewhat of a walking encyclopedia, some people say for me. I've got knowledge in all subjects related to spelljamming. If you're not just, if you've got any questions, I've got a dozen different answers to any questions, really. If you've but I suppose you're here for the requisitions.
I've got a question.
Oh, lovely! Yes, I can answer a question in many ways. What sort of question are you asking, my dear boy?
If you're a walking encyclopedia, do you have a dictionary in there too?
oh yes, somewhere in there. And he kind of like moves his way back, and you can see now that he's like a completely kind of like clockwork man who's wearing like a smart looking leather apron with a score of tools of various purpose tucked into tiny leather loops, and you see that his eyes initially were like sort of just a standard sort of pink, but then as you said dictionary, they were like kind of lit up like a really bright blue and bright green, and he's like searching around his room, and then sort of the eye sort of he looks back at you, and they flash sort of yellow for a second, the eyes, and he's like,
Aha! I found the dictionary. Yes. Well, there's many different things in the dictionary. I've got an entire section dedicated to different spell jamming terms. Should that be of interest to you?
I was just thinking, what words at the beginning?
He says, well, let's have a look, shall we? Aardvark is the first in there.
Hang on. Need to see if he knows what an aardvark is.
Oh, no, sorry. Aarakocra, quite beats it.
Oh, yeah, that's that bear thing, yeah?
Oh, I believe an aardvark is a creature you might find in the continent of Arm across Toril. Aardvarks are quite fascinating creatures, really. They have a body like a pig and ears like a rabbit, and they lick up ants.
Oh yeah, that's where they got, dictators and stuff, yeah?
Yes, dictators? How do you mean, dear boy?
I don't know, man, isn't there like some sort of conspiracy going down there?
I don't know, is there? I know this is the first I've heard of this.
I don't know, I heard things.
Oh, please tell me.
Dreamed
I'm always looking to add more knowledge. Of course, I have to verify it in my library, but...
Rohan would tell him a harebrained conspiracy theory.
Do a deception check. You're not trying to really definitely deceive him,
No, yeah.
but it's technically probably not true.
Yeah.
That's just what the deep state would
He's
say.
emphasizing that he dreamed it, so it must be true, because this place is true and he dreamed that.
You got a 10.
Oh, well, this is quite fascinating. You say you dreamed of the Spelljammer Academy, and now you're saying you're dreaming of some kind of aardvark-related conspiracy.
Well, yeah, it's like techno aardvark, though,
Like built with metal. This is
Yeah,
quite
man.
possible. You'll find, as you can see myself, I'm an autognome. You will find that once you travel beyond the confines of Toril, there are many different mechanical creatures you'll find on within wild space, and it would not surprise me. You say there's some kind of conspiracy with a mechanical aardvark. Well, I will certainly do the best to research this. This is very fascinating.
I'm just saying, man. Have you ever seen a mechanical aardvark? Where are they all hiding?
Well, they could be hiding behind asteroids, and even perhaps they could be hiding within the astral sea. There are many creatures that do that.
Exactly, man.
Well,
Anyway.
Yes, very good. But and Barnabas slams down the 50 gold voucher and is like, "What's your most powerful weapon here?"
oh well, you are a corpse cadet, right?
Yes, well observed.
You strike me as a corpse cadet type. Many of the gifts that come here are. Well, you get a choice of any simple or martial weapon.
Oh.
I can offer you, I've got hand axes, I've got quarterstaffs, I've got glaives, great swords, tridents.
Do you have any pens? I hear pen is mightier than the sword. And he looks at Barnabas like, yeah.
I believe I do actually have a pen. You are not part of the Spelljammer Corps, I believe, though, correctly, based off your uniform. So you would have to spend it as part of your voucher. But I believe I have it in the equipment.
I've got a hat though, man.
It's not quite as good as my hat.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice hat, man.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
see.
Let me tell you about how I got my hat. Actually, it's quite an interesting story. You see, originally my creator gave me this hat, and he assigned me here, and I was well-loved member of the Spelljammer Academy, and then during a ship attack we were traveling, and he was slain in battle, and all my memories were lost. So I have really no purpose to speak of, really. And, Mr. Blip, that's me. I wandered aimlessly, and eventually Bosun Tato picked me up in her travels and brought me here.
Like I said, Barnabas, the hat makes the man.
Yes, quite. It's important to look, look your best when you're at work and when you're in the academy. And the three of you, as far as I'm concerned, look rather up to the spick and span fashion experts.
Got all the time in the world for hats, but
I can tell you a very selection of different hats you can buy if you'd like.
Oh.
Well, yes, there is quite a fine hat shop within Waterdeep itself. I personally stopped by there on our travels while we quickly stopped in.
Wonderful, but I think perhaps I'll use this voucher as intended, and I'll just take your finest greatsword, please.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, I cannot provide any change, so it does cost the full value with a greatsword, but it would be 50 gold pieces regardless.
I understand. Just make sure it's of an appropriate size.
Yes, of course. And he sort of reads off and brings back, like, sort of heavily, kind of carrying this huge greatsword, and like, sort of oh, quite the heavy. If you ever wish to learn more about hats, then, well, I could tell you about fedoras and trilbies and pork pie hats and Panama hats and Westlands and Stockmans and newsboys and watch caps and your shankers and sun hats and all kinds of different hats.
Flamingo hat.
Exactly. This I like this one.
See, Barnabas picks up the greatsword, like, quite reverently, and has, like, a sparkle in his eyes, like, pleasure to meet you, friend. Welcome aboard the good ship Barnabas. And sheathes it across his back.
It suits you, big guy.
Thank you very much. Look forward to putting it to good use, eh? We'll see how your sword does against this. And he, like, brandishes the greatsword from across his back in Rohan's face.
Yes, I think I'm quite an impressive member of the Spelljamming Corps, just like many of your gift-kin before you.
It's a proud legacy.
Yes, very proud legacy.
Rohan put down the voucher and just be like, what can I get with this?
Well, I've got a number of different things. I've got armor, I've got weapons, I've got other kinds of equipment, I've got different equipment packs, if you want an equipment pack. I've got, yes, things like that, really.
Maybe you should go first, Rulara. It's going to take some mind power.
He does a bit. Yeah, I'll go first. Well, what do you have for, users of the arcane? Any interesting scrolls, things like that?
Nothing like that, really. I've got potions of healing.
How much is that?
50 gold pieces would be the entire voucher. No change provided, I'm afraid. Otherwise, I've got, mundane equipment, really. I've got antitoxins, I've got an alchemist's fire.
How much is that?
50 gold. I've got an acid vial, 25 gold, you get 2 of them.
How about just some simple, like caltrops, things like that?
Oh yes, I've got many caltrops. Yes, caltrops. You said I've got caltrops, of course. I've got bags and bags of caltrops. I've 1 gold piece for a bag of 20. But you won't get any change, though, I just warn you.
No change?
No, there's no change.
Spend it all at once. Gosh.
Well, you can have multiple things for, up to the value of 50 gold, but if you spend, say, 49 gold and 5 silver, and I don't have anything for 5 silver left, then you're not getting anything else, I'm afraid. Oh, sure, I can't interest you in the acid.
I'll take the alchemist flask. I think that'll be more useful.
Alchemist flask. You know what they say about alchemists? They, back in, I heard there was many different kinds of alchemists across the different knowledge you might experience. There's of course, there's calcination. You heat a substance over a flame until it turns to ashes, and they use the ashes in a number of different alchemical ingredients. They use it in healing salves and such things across the Spelljamming Academy. You may find that. You've also got conjunction, where you form a new substance from separated elements. You can empower your different items with enchantments should you choose to.
Certainly very, very interesting, I'm sure. I didn't really pass that class,
please,
but
I can go on. I've got the.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'll just take the flask, and then Rohan can have his go.
Oh, very well. Here's alchemy stuff. Please make sure that I have to say, obviously, do not use it in the confines of the academy or your fellow students. If someone annoys you and you use the alchemist flask or such a device, then you will find yourself disintegrated.
Well, as tempting as it is, I think it'll be fine.
Well, I assure you it would not be fine. Disintegration is really quite awful, really. See, our guards around the academy, they each carry a special short sword, a green glowing blade, and, well, if they manage to get you with that, well, you might as well be turned instantly to dust! Much like the, well, have you heard of the disintegrate spell?
I thought it turned you into goo, man.
Well, I'd rather not do, but
It
I
can
won't
turn
be
you into
using it
goo,
instead.
sure, it can turn you into a lot of different things, but your atoms will be blah, and you'll be very much gone.
It's alright. Don't you worry about me. I'll use it responsibly.
I trust you. You remember that if you've been selected for the Spelljammer Academy, then you must be a tip-top tier material.
That's right.
And,
Steps back with a nod.
and my fine long-haired fellow, Mr. Moonriver, have you decided what you might want from the stores?
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit, under-equipped, man. Have you got any armor?
Yes, I've got many kinds of armor. I've got light armor, medium armor, heavy armor. I've got shields. I could offer you, what sort of armor are you looking for? Medium, light, heavy?
Looking for something better than this. And you can just see that he's wearing ragged leather armor.
I could get you a scale mail or a chain shirt or studded leather. 45 gold for studded leather, 50 gold for chain shirt, 50 gold for scale mail.
What kind of studs are these, man? Are they like, teeth or something?
They're studded with the finest iron mine from asteroids all across wild space. You won't find quality iron quite like it. I could really, it's quite a fascinating subject, really, the smithing process that goes into studying the Spelljammer Academy leather.
Is it like space iron?
Oh yes, if it's found within the grandest asteroids you'll find within world space. We have to fight off a number of awful, various different creatures to get access to these ores.
And what about the leather, man? Is it made from some sort of space cow?
Oh well, there are a number of different creatures within the astral sea that perhaps they might gather it from. I believe this particular leather is harvested from bovine, though, yes?
Can I feel it?
Yes, of course. You'll place your fingers on it and see if it is of your liking.
Yeah, he picks it up, touches it, rubs it on his face. He's like, yeah, man, that's the stuff. And he slams down the coupon. Like, oh, man, feel kind of bad. But strong.
Well, that's what you want to feel. You shouldn't feel bad. It's, as long as you're protected, you're doing the right thing as far as I'm concerned. Mr. Blip always says, make sure you're all nice and protected. That's why I make sure my nice leather apron is always up to scratch. You never know where some Reaver's gonna jump in here and, try and cut me asunder.
You can keep the leather armor, man. And he chucks his raggy leather armor onto the desk.
Oh, thank you. I make sure that the resources go to use. You have my word.
Do the Reavers usually get in here quite that easily?
Not down here, my dear, but when you're traveling through wild space, well, they certainly are quite capable of boarding ships, and they're quite a nuisance, to be honest with you. It's been quite a few months before I travelled up to wild space myself. I'm quite busy down here in the academy, but they do let me have some time off on occasion.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man, I'm breaking your back with labour. Just shakes his head.
I like to go to the Rock of Brow myself.
What?
I like to go to the Rock of Brow. Don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, I like brown rocks too, man. Pretty.
It's the
Do a history check if anyone if they've heard of it. No. Barnabas, you have heard of the Rock of Brow. It is one of the asteroids that makes up the Tears of Saloon, which orbit Toril behind its moon, Saloon.
I think there's quite a few gifts there as well.
There are quite a few gifts there, and definitely, yeah. It's quite a big city. It's a very kind of popular destination. Just mostly known as the Rock. It's heavily fortified. you probably would have focused on the fact that it's got like a system of 9 ballista towers that on the top side that protect the city. And you'd also know with the 19 that Prince Andrew is
We've got to chase Prince Andrew.
yeah, Andru.
Ah, okay. That does actually make
did
better in my
Did
head.
they actually change it in this? Let me check. I'm looking at the old lore. Let's have a look. See if they actually did. Rock of Brow.
God, I hate they did. But then kind of niche if you're not from Britain.
They did keep it the same, Prince Andrew.
Fair play. Yeah, no, Barnabas would just be like, the Rock, a wonderful place. It's very impressive in many ways.
Yes, I quite always wanted to be part of the Fireball Alliance, the defense force for the Rock. But they don't like, they've got no interest in a small little author like me.
Well, you know what they say? Big things can come in small packages.
Oh, very true, very
Too
true.
right they do.
Much like many of my tools. And he starts getting out the different tools on the table, and he's like, he starts sort of describing the various tools he's having. He's like, well, these particular set are,
Yes, we need to be on our way, good sir. Good day to you, Mr. Blip.
good day to you, cadets.
See you next time. Probably some more things eventually.
Man, everyone here's really nice.
Is that surprising?
I don't know what to expect. People in Waterdeep always like, get out of my way, retard. And I'm like, hey man, don't shout at me. No one's done that yet here. Well, except that guy who said you cheated, Ruala. But you know,
Yeah.
it's like 3-1, that's pretty good.
Well, good so far. Let's keep it on a roll.
Well, technically it's 5-1 because I didn't know you two before, so, you know, it's like, I can't do the maths, but that's good, right?
Yeah, that's true. I'm liking you guys so far too.
So,
Well, you know, man.
Both of you were impressive in the simulation as well, you know? I mean, I need to work on my sleep spell, apparently. She looks annoyed with herself, but
You put one to sleep, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
well, it could have been better. She sort of wisps away.
I think you've both shown yourselves honorably. But say, let's get this list done, eh? You two
Certainly.
need to let's see, report to Spelljammer Nexus for basic training, and the map says that's far above the cadet quarters. So why don't you two scurry on up there, and I'll get us a good set of 3 bunks, make us neighbors, eh?
good
I've
to
got
me.
a better idea, man. You could come with us, and then you can get some, like, on-job experience with our skills.
If you want to see more, I suppose.
To be entirely upfront with you, Mr. Rohan, spells and magic make me feel a little queasy in the old rumbly tum. But you've shown good. I'll come along. It's good to understand these things, I suppose.
I also want to see my bed in person first, you know? And to be honest with you, Barnabas, when I'm doing the magic, sometimes my stomach gets a little weak, if you know what I mean, and then you have accidents, and that thing kind of happens.
Oh, it's good to know I'm not the only one.
Am I right, Rihanna?
Not for me. But I have no judgment over here. What specifically makes you queasy, Barnabas? Is it that it's just seeing it, or
Just the concentration makes my stomach go weird, and then, you know, you just lose control.
well, let's try not to concentrate too hard. Yeah, there's no accidents, right?
I can't promise anything, but
It's nothing logical Rulara. It's purely instinctual. I feel it deep down. And he kind of pokes his belly. Yeah, I felt it a little when the two of you were slinging magics aboard in the simulation. It's not debilitating. It's just discomfort.
It's quite interesting, though. Perhaps it's something to do with the atmosphere around my magic, particularly.
It's from my experience. It's not uncommon amongst my people. We tend to err on the side of martial capabilities, and those with magical abilities tend to move towards the outskirts of our society, shall we say. It's just, I think it's something, just how we are. The beasts that we are, eh? Tall and broad, but put off a little by the arcane.
Well, hopefully it won't be pissed off too much. Maybe you'll even come to enjoy it.
I hope so. That would be
time?
a first.
Oh, we should all go to the bunkers anyway. I kind of need to put this down. And she waves around her welcome package.
Right. On we go!
So you make your way up through the halls, climbing the stairs towards the cadet quarters. As you do, you a number of sort of these sort of floating kind of astral fish kind of just pass through the wall in front of you. A number of other sort of students and cadets walk by and don't seem particularly bothered by them. It seems to be quite normal as they kind of just float throughout the halls as you make your way towards the cadet quarters.
Rulo definitely staring at those. And if there's any windows, she definitely stares out of every single window.
There would be definitely a few windows. You can see below. There's the sort of harsh waters of the sea below, and the sort of the jagged rocks sticking up, and you can sort of see small ships kind of making their way through the exterior into the sea dock below. But eventually, you do find your way to the cadet quarters. The area contains a dormitory for cadets and a smaller dorm for academy graduates. You see the most notable thing in front of you, though, is a big sort of open door with sort of that's quite like almost like blocked by like a sort of magical darkness in the door, but there's lights coming from the windows within, and you can see there's kind of like raucous kind of noise and stuff coming from beyond. And atop this kind of like looks like a tavern. It's just called the Weeping Goddess Tavern. You can see like a number of cadets kind of walk towards the darkness and just sort of kind of like go inside it and just sort of disappear beyond that darkness. You see there's beyond there's like a refectory where beyond the dormitory at the very far end there's a where you might go to, cadets would eat their meal complete with very much like patio dining. There's washrooms, academy kitchens, the laundry, things you might expect. But I assume you're making your way towards the dormitory itself.
Yeah, it's all
Wait.
sort of structure to what she's used to, being an academy.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be quite similar.
Yeah.
What were you
What
going
does
to say?
Rohan say?
Yeah.
Rohan would see these people just disappear into the darkness.
Mhm.
Check out the black hole, man! I want to go through! I'll be back in a sec! I just want to,
Go for it, Rohan. I'm pretty sure that's just some simple darkness magic, though, right?
Sure it's not some sort of portal?
I don't know, maybe.
You can do an Arcana check if you want, Rulara. See if you can determine just from looking at it. Hard to tell. Just it definitely looks like magical darkness, but you're not sure the level of it.
I mean, I can't be 100% sure. I mean, this is not been here before.
But if the whole place is in darkness, how do they get a drink?
Well, maybe you can go and have a look.
I'll be back in a moment! And then he, walks over to it.
So you run through the darkness, and then it instantly goes all black for maybe sort of 10 seconds as you feel yourself running, and then eventually
He's like, oh man, it's like being back in the womb!
And then suddenly you pop out the other end, and then you can see the sort of darkness like curved round into the door, and there's like lots of lights in here that are sort of like really creating this kind of like underground atmosphere, almost like an underground tavern like built into the rock itself. There's stalactites hanging from the ceilings and like that are all lit up with like fairy lights and things like that wrapped around it with like arcane fairy lights. There's like tables, but like round tables below with like lots and lots of different cadets all sitting down there. You see like there's a bartender who's kind of like moving around and like keeping a very like close eye on people and like watching very like closely, and then sort of serving drinks occasionally.
Just looks out and he's like, "Far out, man! A bar in a cave!" And he just turns around and goes back.
You run back out, back through the darkness, and suddenly he comes back out before you hear him running as he does the familiar steps of Rohan, and then right in front of you.
Sounds very expectantly. Well, what was it then, Rohan?
You know, there's a portal, darkness, but there's a bar behind there and a cave, man.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I guess we found out the hangout.
Yeah.
It's all rather charming here, isn't it? Rather cozy.
Yeah, I'm surprised. But gleefully surprised.
Kind of reminds me of Undercliff Village, man. Except, you know, everything's different.
Sounds strikingly similar. Well, let's go claim those bunks.
Indeed.
As you arrive at the sort of thing, you see this duty officer who is also another GIF. He's probably like slightly taller than you, Barnabas. He's obviously like, to you can tell just based off your species that everyone else might not be able to quite as easily tell, but you can tell he's quite a lot older. He's got like sort of white bristling kind of coming out the chin. He's quite a bit sort of more overweight than you, but there's like, you can just tell from looking, there's like muscle beneath there. There's like, he looks like strong. He kind of looks to you and he sort of just says, "Cadets, get yourself to store your gear in your car and claim your bunk."
Yeah, Barnabas like snaps to attention and does a little salute. It's like, "Of course, sir, straight away."
And he sort of he points one to you, Barnabas, and he points a different one to you, like assigning each bunk, and then finally, for you, Rohan, he points like to this airy bunk near a window near the laundry. Some of the other bunks are more off towards the like the washrooms. Like Rulara, you might find yourself one like close to the washrooms. It's quite noisy there already. You can tell it's like closer to the bar. As you're walking to the sort of, and your one is quite nice, Rohan. It's like very airy and like quite chilled regardless. There's quite like a nice sea breeze.
I can smell everyone's washing. It's great.
As you get closer though, Rohan, this like confident looking moon elf sort of like hurls her kit bag onto the bunk before you can get there, and she sort of looks at you and says, "Change of plan, Greenie. This bunk's mine now. Go tell the duty officer it wasn't to your liking, and we'll get ourselves swapped over. Tell him you trade bunks with Vina." And she points to like an unkempt bunk in like the noisiest section of the dorm next to Rulara's.
That's alright, man. Like, you know, yeah, that's cool.
Good.
And he goes back over to it's the more senior guy over there.
Yeah, he'd be sort of standing there, kind of moving back and forth.
Rohan would be like, "Yeah, there's some Vina chick said that's her bunk now or something."
He kind of laughs and says, "Go to the other bunk then."
"Alright, man." And he just heads over to the other bunk.
You can see like Vina and like two other sort of younger boys sort of come up to her, and like both elves, and they kind of like point at Rohan and kind of laugh slightly, and then Vina kind of like hops up onto the top bunk next to this like airy window and just puts her hands behind her head, and it's just like, perfect.
What a fish.
Imagine Rohan would have basically just gone to his bed and made a nest and made it even more messy than it already was.
Yeah, definitely. And it's very like noisy in this part. It's like next to the washrooms, you can hear the sound of like showers and things like really like heavy showers, like
and like you
He'd
can
be
hear like laundry getting magically kind of like the
Very
sound of
unimpressed.
yeah, it's very loud.
He'd be like, man, it smelled clean before, but now it hears clean as well.
I need to find a scroll of silence.
Oh man, Riolara and Undercliff Village, this is pretty, this is luxury. Except, we had pillows and stuff there. Oh my god, a pillow! And you turn around and look at the pillow.
This is like the bare minimum, and it's so noisy, Rohan. How are you even getting comfy in here?
Well, it's all about having peace of mind, Quiet mind, quiet life.
Okay. Well, at least one person will be quiet around here, I suppose.
Where's Barnabas's bunk?
You also be
Is he
kind
not
of,
near
like,
those two?
It would be more like situated like directly in the center. Yours is quite large compared to some of the other ones. You just think they get
Oh,
additional
yeah.
assigned you like a gift specific or like other large race specific bunk.
Oh, yeah. Are there any people, like other cadets immediately around him?
There would be, yeah. Roll a d8 for me to see quickly.
Two.
There would be quite a large bugbear next to
Oh.
him. He's just sort of like putting things away in his locker and kind of like doing some kind of like stretches at the end of his end of his bed.
Barnabas, as he's coming up towards him, would be like, well, look at this reprobate.
Excuse me?
Barnabas, I've forgotten my own name. Mortram Eurydices the Seventh. Pleasure, sir. Holds out a hand.
He kind of like looks left and right and then sort of holds out a hand. He's like, my name's Brera.
A pleasure. Looks like we'll be bunk neighbors.
Yeah, great. Never met one of your like before.
Well, we are a recognizable people. Surely you bumped into the duty officer, a venerable chap by the door.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you a lot before, but not like...
Oh, I see.
Not many of you.
Well,
Cool.
between you and me, friend, and he kind of leans in a bit closer, and he's like, there's only one thing you need to know.
Oh?
He leans in even closer, and it's just like, we love weapons! And he throws his weapons down on the bed.
Oh, nice! Do you know who I am?
Oh, let's do a nature check. Some kind of ape?
No, I'm a hobgoblin.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, you
Can't you tell from my red skin?
is his skin red?
No, it's very like a bugbear's.
Oh man, Barnabas wants to be polite though. Yes, a healthy crimson shade, if ever I've seen one.
Yeah, I was part of the great clan of hobgoblins up God, what's the fucking mountain called north of Neverwinter? Someone help me.
Oh, Gauntlet Grim.
Yeah, he's like, I near Gauntle Grim. I was part of the great hobgoblin tribe, the Skin Flayers.
Oh, flay a lot of skin, did you?
Oh yeah, yes I did.
Flay anything big?
Yeah, we killed a troll once.
Oh, that's good hunting, that is.
Yeah, I'm expertly trained, like all hobgoblins. I like to I ceremonially wear my hair in the hobgoblin style, and you see he's like got sort of like his hair like in a slight sort of crappy little bun that kind of looks like it's trying to style to be the traditional kind of like samurai-ish kind of hobgoblin traditional sort of haircut, but it's it's not quite working out for him.
Most impressive.
Yes, it's very impressive, yes.
I think you and I are going to get along famously.
Yeah, what was your name again? Barnabas?
Barnabas Mortram Eurydices the Seventh, but tell you what, sir, you can call me Barney.
Ah, Barney, nice to meet you. Barbara Skinflayer.
Barbara?
Barbara Skinflayer.
Barra.
Barbara.
Got it. Not a name I'll be forgetting anytime soon. If
As
I
you
need
shouldn't.
skin flayed, you're the man to come to.
I'm going to pilot my own Spelljammer.
Oh, one of the magic users then.
Well, yes, I am, yes.
I see. Well, you know, we can't all be connecting on every level, but a pleasure. I'm going to go check in with my other companions.
Good day, Barney.
A good day, bearer.
He kind of nods to you. And then he starts sort of like doing his stretches again, trying to like, yeah.
Love that guy.
That Tom and his versus housemate. Fucking absolutely drunk.
So I assume
I'm a grand hobgoblin.
I see you guys put away your like weapons and your like or like your not your necessarily your weapons, but just sort of your extra bits that you don't want to.
You mean
carry around
dumped
your
it on the
person.
bed? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You would each have a foot locker if you did want to use that, but obviously if you just want to dump on the bed, you can just dump on the bed if you wanted to.
Oh, Laura's carefully putting her things away.
yeah,
I love
Barnabas is militaristic. He would get all his stuff in order, but he'd
Right.
keep his main weapons on him.
Broham would have put it wherever the vibe seemed right.
The feng shui of the shitty bunk in the corner.
So, what you've got left to do, you've got a report to the Skydock for spelljamming ship inspection. You've got to also complete the gymnasium assault course, and then you can split up a little bit as some of you go and do sort of service weapon collector. No, we've done that, sorry. For the spelljamming cadets, you could go to the spelljamming nexus.
Go to Skydock first, I guess.
Yeah, you want to
That make the most sense. We're near the gymnasium, aren't we? Haven't we got to go there for something?
Gymnasium is the closest
Oh,
thing
assault
to
course.
go to.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not in order of the list, but it is the closest.
Order of the logistical list. I meant to say, I realised how terribly rude I've been. Please, you must both address me as Barney.
Right, Barney.
Yes, it's reserved, of course, for friends, and he nudges Rulara hard in the shoulder, and family. But I think it's important we form a strong bond. You know, those who bond together fight better together.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, Barney. Yeah, maybe we'll just call me Rue as well.
A pleasure.
You guys can just call me Moon River. I don't use Rohan much.
That makes it longer, you know? Not
Or-
shorter.
Moon River.
River.
Okay.
Right. Well,
Call me Rohan.
well, shall we get this out of the way? I'm
Let's-
biting to get stuck into this assault course.
I'm quite eager too. I wonder what it consists of.
So you make your way up the stairs at the back of the sort of past the laundry section up towards the gymnasium. As you do, like you hear like a magical voice kind of announces like, "Ectoplasmic breach on Spelljammer Nexus level. All personnel be prepared for supernatural anomalies."
Sounds bad, man.
I wonder what that was.
The Gellerfields are down.
But you make your way to the gymnasium, and as you make your way in, you see this like huge, like magically powered arena that you see like shifts and turns, and as it reconfigures for a variety of different sort of training exercise. You see a number of different
new recruits being inducted as one of them sort of like jumps across like a pool of electrified water and then does like a roll and lands on the other side, and then the gym goes and shifts magically and transforms into like a spinning wheel of maces that all sort of spin round, and one of them sort of swings on this rope and sort of tries to jump through, and then boom, gets hit with this mace and goes flying and lands on like a pad near this, like a padded mattress on the side, and sort of like holds his head like, oh god.
Well, looks fun and interesting.
Just the ticket. Put us through our paces, eh?
Certainly have a go.
You see, there's a like a duty officer, a Hadozi a duty officer who kind of just sort of like quite sort of quietly watching over the proceedings, as you do, and sort of points down, and then she sort of notices you as you come in and just sort of says, "Line up when you're ready."
Wait, man, do I have to wear my hat when I do it? I don't want to fall off.
You may put your hat down. There's no problem.
Cheers. Puts his hat down. Do I have to wear my shoes as well? Do it better barefoot, man.
He kind of calls out to you and is like, "I would recommend wearing your shoes."
No, but my feet feel so much better on their own.
Lara looks down. She's not wearing any shoes.
Do as you wish. As long as you complete the course in a reasonable amount of time.
What counts as reasonable?
Well, if you're not done by the end of the day, then maybe I'm not Academy material, eh?
Fair point, my man.
Barney laughs and slaps Rohan on the shoulder. She got you good with that one.
And everyone here's really nice, except that elf woman. Whatever she was.
Who was this?
Oh, just, you know, that guy who looked like you, he was like, "Hey, Rohan, you can have that bunk." And I went over to that bunk, and then there was this elf woman, she was like, "No, it's my bunk now." And I was like, "I guess that's fine," and then went to another bunk.
He took your bunk from you?
I don't know, man, whose bunk is anything, but, you know, I think her name was Alina or Vina or Marina. Yeah, that was it, Maureen.
Going directly against the orders of the duty officer and an underhanded tactic stealing a bunk from a fellow cadet. I'll be having words with her when we return.
Oh man, you don't have to make a deal out of it, but did smell nice up there.
You'll get your bunk, don't you worry.
Well, you know, Lara, you said it was pretty noisy. Maybe you can have my bunk if Barney gets it back for us.
Oh, well, that's nice of you, Rohan. I don't want us to take your bunk, though.
Nah, man. Like we were on a simulation together. I'm giving it to you, not taking it.
Oh, well, I wouldn't mind taking it. I don't think I'm going to get much sleep without some kind of noise reduction.
It's settled then. Me and old Barra, new friend, will sort her out when we're back at the dorms. But for now, heads in the game, guys. Let's get
Indeed.
this thing done.
So, could you...
Do you count us in? He calls up to the Hadozi.
When you're ready, yes.
Gives a big thumbs up.
So, drag your tokens out and then please roll initiative for me.
My hand's like, wait a minute, I need to tie my hair back. I love that I found that website that cartoons pictures.
Yeah, you chose the perfect guy. As soon as I saw that picture, I was like, yes!
Who is it? I
Yes!
don't recognise it.
That's it's Eduardo Franco out of Stranger Things.
He's the best.
Oh.
The best. He's the highlight of that series.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing the Surfer Boy Pizza t-shirt at the moment.
Yes. He's so great.
Oh, did yours not go? Oh wait, you have.
Such a great portrayal.
Hannah
of
was
that
just
trope.
like, why is it the lowest common denominator in comedy that you find hilariously funny? And I was like, because it's great. It's like that film, The Package. It's got him in it, and he accidentally cuts his own dick off, and it's really shit. But I think it's amazing. Don't watch it unless you're like
In a certain
nothing
vibe,
else to
in a
do.
certain mindset.
Yeah.
I think I have seen a bit of this. Fuck.
I watched it with George, Liam, and Hannah like years ago, and because we were just expecting nothing, it actually turned out to be alright.
So,
I've definitely watched it.
Barney, you're up first. You see them magically powering their reconfigures in front of you, and you see like on the sides these like loud illusory explosions, like like sounds of cannon. You've got to try and dash through. Could you please make a Constitution saving throw as Barney dashes through? And you do manage to push through no problems and get to the other side. It is now Rulara's turn to do the same thing. You see Barney like has no issues, just gets straight through it. The noise is not seeming to faze him even for a moment.
Is it like little individual blasts, or is it like a whole big thing
It's
you have to run through?
It's like lots. It's like a big sort of like running long kind of passage, maybe like 30 to 60 feet long.
There's no way you can sort of dexterously get around.
Oh, definitely not. This is designed specifically for you to run through it and not be phased by the sound of like cannon fire, essentially. An arcane blast. 12, and again, you manage to dash through without any problems. You do it slightly faster than Barney even, and you sort of get on the other side like, whew.
Yep, definitely like that.
Show.
Finally, Rohan.
Come on, Rohan.
So you see Rohan begins running and just like he's like running for as fast as he can, which isn't the fastest given his physique. And then he like runs a tiny bit too far to the side, and this like huge kind of explosion just like blows him off his feet, and you just like tumble to the floor and you take 2 thunder damage.
Oh, big noise.
So you can try again next turn as you like the sort of instructor like calls you off and sort of like signals for you to go back again and try again. Barnabas, however, it does go back to you, and the transforms and reconfigures now for you into like a set of levitating platforms over pools of electrified water. Can you please make me either a athletics or acrobatics check?
Athletics for sure, I get advantage for being a GIF. As you see his big legs leap up. Fucking Hulk. Ooh, 13
is enough, and you
yeah, it's not graceful, but it's functional.
Yeah, just these huge leaps and clambering feet just like re-crash into these platforms, but you manage to make it to the other side without any issues. Rulara, it's your go.
Yeah, I was going to try and dexterously jump and glide over these things.
Good idea.
What was it, acrobatics?
Acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
Yeah.
Easily, and like you use the flaps of your wings to just literally just glide gracefully from each levitating platform and land just really like almost with a graceful just like feet together like a gymnast just next to Barnabas right at the end.
Oh, I like that one. That one was easy.
Very impressive.
Rohan, you kind of get to your feet like a bit shell-shocked, and it transforms back into the first one, the loud illusory explosions.
Like, I didn't think space was going to be so noisy. And
he starts kind of running through again, like getting to his feet. Constitution save for me, and this time,
yeah,
he kind of just sort of stumbles forward and gets to the end, like, a bit shell-shocked, but you made it. Next up, it transforms again, and this time you see the spinning wheel of maces and these ropes kind of drop down from the ceiling, ready for you to try and swing through on this rope and swing through the spinning wheel of maces, Barnabas.
Maces, eh? Ouch.
What do I do?
If you could please make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, 7.
So you grab hold of the rope, but your weight, you don't really like do it properly, and you sort of it kind of swings you off to the side a bit, and you just get a head straight in the face of this mace, and you just end up falling and letting go, crashing into the floor with a big sound. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Yes, you do.
Yeah, he dusts himself off and kind of wipes a little blood from his lips, like, well, good to see it's challenging.
Yeah, the duty officer, like,
Let's
tells you to
go
go
down
back. Rulara, it's your go on the maces.
Oh, I swear, if I don't pass a fucking rope swinging one as a monkey, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Dexterity saving throw.
Save.
Oh, you as well. That this time you go to swing and you swing a bit too fast, like a little bit too confident with your Hadozi features, and this time you swing and you get caught, and much like Barnabas, you smash into the side and you also fall down and do like a rolling tumble and land right next to the huge form of Barney next to you, and take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as the mace crashes into you.
Oof, that hurt.
We'll get it next time, don't you worry.
It's alright. The draw a bit.
Rohan, you're back as it changes the more, and it goes back to the levitating platforms over the electrified water. So you ready yourself? Could you please make me either an athletics or acrobatics check?
Just looks at you, he's like, whoa, it's like some sort of game in my dreams.
And this,
he's like,
the dream you've had of this before just guides you through it, and you remember like falling multiple times in the dream, but this time you sort of steady yourself and remember the time you succeeded, and you're just like, and just make it across.
He lands next to ruined Barney. He's like, I swear some sort of was gonna come after me, but he didn't.
Oh, at least he didn't.
Perhaps that's the next challenge.
And the swinging ropes and the maces come back again, spinning with arcane energy in the air.
Let's get this done!
Once more.
Barney.
And this time, though, Barnabas adjusts for his weight, grabs hold of the rope and just swings through at fast speed and just right through the centre and just lands with a thunderous slam on the floor. Rulara, is your turn on the maces again as they continue spinning. Oh, and this time you go to swing and you just underestimate it again and bash into the mace, another 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you spin through the air and crash into the floor again. Will Rohan overtake you?
That's hard.
Rohan's like, oh man, they look sharp, but they look blunt at the same time. And
just like me.
yeah. I imagine he just jumps off, misses a rope, and like.
Yeah, and this time, you jump onto the rope, just slip down and crash into the floor, and take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
You've got to hold on to the rope, Rohan.
I'm trying.
Barnabas, it transforms, and suddenly a slippery pole begins to appear from the centre, and at the top this huge gong kind of drops down, and the instructor kind of signals you to climb up and ring the gong at the top to complete the thing.
Old climber pole.
And he calls out, if you do this, you'll be the first cadet to do it today.
Sounds like a worthy challenge. Is it athletics for climbing?
It would be an athletics check, yes. Sorry.
Yes. Thank you, Gift. Shit!
But it's not quite enough, and although you climb up, but you don't take any damage, because you didn't fail by enough to take damage, but you do sort of let go, and you can't quite get your hands around. It's quite a slippery, like, pole. The pole itself is kind of, like, quite slippery and hard to grasp. And
yeah, I think he ends up on his butt on the ground. Just like, ah! I see how this is going to be, says to the pole.
Rularis, and again, spinning mace is the bane of your existence, comes back. Something that should be so easy for a Hadozi like yourself, but really struggling with that dex save. But this time, third time's the charm, and straight through the centre, and graceful landing, with a little bit of sweat running down your cheek as you do. Sigh of relief.
Would have been good if I did that the first time.
Rohan, it is your go on the spinning maces once more. You see Rulara ahead of you jump through with absolute no problem with ease, and you're like, oh god.
I got this far, man. I don't even know where I am, but I'm gonna do this.
Dexterity saving throw. 16, and you manage to make it through and land next to your companions. A little less gracefully, but...
As he does it, he's like, I'm in space!
Well done, Rohan.
The best part is you're not even left for space yet. So yeah, you land next to it, and it comes back round, and now it's just the pole left with the gong.
Oh, right.
How many chances do we get with the gong?
Depends how much damage you fucking take.
Yeah.
If you fail by 5 or more, you take 2 damage every single time.
How about a little wager? Last one to hit the gong buys the first round?
Sounds good.
Looks at Rohan.
Well, it depends how much the round is.
Space
I'm
is
not too
out.
involved.
Staring at the pole. Alright, here we go. Ugh!
And this time, Barnabas, you are the first, and you gong the thing at the top, and the instructor gives you a nod, and you gain a point of inspiration for being the first to do it.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
At
Leaps back down.
Rulara is
Hold
your
on,
go.
man.
Remind me what the options are for this.
Athletics for this.
Just athletics. Because I've got a climbing speed as a Hadozi.
Or let you do it with
Does that
advantage,
Yeah. Okay.
because it is quite a slippery pole, and it's designed to be like particularly slippery,
yeah.
even for her dozy. 19 though, yeah, no problem. You just with your climbing speed, you just go straight up and gong the top, and then
Uses her tail to offset the slipperiness.
Yeah, pretty easy for a member of your species. And finally, Rohan, it is your go to see if you can complete the course. Let's see how it goes with an athletics check for me.
Alright, man, I don't like you and you don't like me, but this is just how it's gonna be, yeah? And, yeah.
And you do fall down, you don't take any damage, you didn't fail by enough to take damage, but you do slip down on your first attempt and land on your bum.
Man, now I'm all greasy!
Just like back in Undercliff Village.
It would continue to be your go, you can keep trying until you pass out, potentially.
Gonna be like, alright, here we go!
This time, you do climb, you take another 2 points of bludgeoning damage. This time you get about halfway up and then fall and crash into the ground. As Barnabas and Rulara just watch on.
Come on, Rohan!
Come on, Rohan.
All in
He
the thighs!
He tries to like wipe the grease off his body and he like wipes it on his hair so it becomes like
Yeah.
he's like, this time for sure, man. And
That's the stuff.
You don't take damage, but you do fall again. And the requisition officer's kind of like, not the requisition officer, the duty officer's kind of looking like, kind of like sort of sighing. Feel very
hey man, we all have weaknesses. It just turns out mine's a pole that's greased up. He's gonna try again.
Yeah.
Oh, the salt course! Assault the pole!
Again, he falls. It's not quite enough. And you see he's like running out. He just jumps and sort of grabs hold and then lets go and slips down. Like jumps again into it.
I know it gets tiring. Go on, Rohan.
I can do this. If I was going down the pole, this would be a lot easier, man.
Keep rolling. This time you do make it about halfway. Slip again and smash your head on the floor. Another 2 points of bludgeoning damage. But finally,
Hey.
I imagine something just happens
yeah.
and he just slides up the pole instead and then just jumps off and he's like, there, I did it. Only took 7 tries. Sorry, 9 tries.
9 times the charm, as they say. Good show.
Well, you did it. That's all that matters.
If we ever get to a slippery pole in a field, I'm not the one who's going to be doing it.
Fair.
We've got to cover each other's weaknesses and promote each other's strength.
I agree.
He's going to use Cure Wounds on himself.
That's probably a good idea. So you do complete the gym examination.
He's going to use...
Does he poop himself? Is the real question.
Well, I think it depends on the next roll. Not quite.
Okay. Ugh.
Man, this is really hard!
It's not some fool's game. This is the Spelljammer Academy.
Indeed. Well, I got hit pretty hard by the maces. She sort of rubs her face where probably cut a bit.
Not entirely sure what that was simulating. Some kind of ship with maces strapped to the front of it, ramming our own Spelljammer. Oh.
So how did you two end up in the Spelljam Academy?
For me, it's a simple thing. I need to find the most worthy, the most impressive, the biggest foes I can fell. If you'll forgive the slight breach of uniform code, he unbuttons the top of his uniform a little bit and reveals some of the tattoos that are at the top of his chest and going onto the base of his neck, and you see they're big creatures. Each of these is a kill that I've made, and I fully intend on covering myself in the images of the great foes I slay on the deck one of these fine vessels.
Pretty gnarly, man.
Preferably the evil kind of bad foe, right?
Oh yes, of course. I'm not a monster. just looking for a height, a challenge, a peak to climb. You know.
That's fair.
Well, that pole was pretty big.
The pole was a good start, and you conquered it after many failed attempts, Rohan. And I just have to say the determination, the grit that you showed there was inspiring.
Thinking again, pole tattooed on my back now.
Yes, you can have it all the way up your spine.
Can you do a history check for me, Barnabas? It's quite an important role, by the way, so you might want to use your inspiration on this, depending on what you get. Got a DC set in mind, but it's based off you said about your backstory.
Ooh, definitely use that inspiration. Oh no.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I was going to give you something if you rolled high enough, but...
No worries. But yes, rebuttons the top. That's me. What
Nice.
about you, Rulara? Rue, sorry.
Sorry, whichever you prefer. I'm here to, study. Always been quite the studier of what's the word? Astrophysics. That's the word. And I'm very curious about how you know gravitational magics. Well, I'm quite interested in how that works in the areas of space. I've always looked up to see how I could possibly get there, and now's my opportunity. So.
Well, I know the thing about celestial bodies, they always want to be around each other. It's like people at a dance, yeah?
I mean, I don't know much about that, but I do know that I do hope that I can learn something interesting anyway while I'm up there. Maybe even something in the astral sea, is it, Natalie?
Yeah, so you'd know, and I think you'd also know, Barney. I don't think Rohan would know, or at least not directly know. He might have dreamed of he definitely would have dreamed of the astral sea. But Barney and Rulara, you would both know that wild space essentially is, if you look up at the stars, you can see, like, if you manage to travel there, like, by a ship or whatever, in the case of Spelljammer, you would enter wild space. However, eventually wild space has an edge, and wild space is contained in these massive spheres. And if you pass out of wild space, you pass into the astral sea. And the astral sea is basically this different kind of plane where it connects up all the different areas of wild space throughout it. So within the astral sea, there is, like, you would know, Barney, based on what you know, is like there's great whales within the astral sea that float through. There's the Runara, you would know there's the corpses of dead gods that float throughout the astral sea. It's not a very well studied place. It's quite a dangerous place to go, as far as you're aware.
Yeah, so I'm here to study all the astrophysics of the nature of the astral sea. I'm sure that I can learn something, at least. More than what's known already.
It's pretty gnarly.
What about you, Rohan? What are you up here for?
Well, you know, Undercliff... Sorry. Undercliff Village, like, it's always in the shadow of Waterdeep, you know, and that means it's always darker. So at the night I used to look up at the stars and, well, somehow I ended up, you know, getting here.
I think, if you don't mind me saying, Rohan...
I thought he might have just seen a Spelljammer and be like, that looks pretty cool, man, and then just, like, followed it to port or whatever.
Well, the Spelljammers are very secretive, so you actually wouldn't see them above, like, Waterdeep or anything like that. You would have got, like, a normal ship here and arrived in the sea dock. The Spelljammers itself are very, like, secretive and don't, you won't spot them easily. However, I get the impression that, this guy would probably get on pretty fucking well with Mert the Moneylender, aka Mert the Merciless, the leader of this academy.
A bloody, you know!
Yes, yeah.
Yeah!
So I think that perhaps he would have run into him in Waterdeep and he might have told him of his dreams for whatever reason, and then Mert would have just suddenly, like, cracked and been like, "You're my man," kind of thing.
Yeah. I think it's more Mert would be like, this would be funny.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, maybe he went to Undercliff Village to, like, do some charity work. Not charity work.
Yeah.
And then Rohan was just like, oh man, he looked pretty gnarly. And he's like, okay. And then just got stuck with him for the day, and Rohan convinced him somehow.
Okay, so you explain that, and then I believe up next on your current orientation tasks, you have to cadets report to the Skydock for spelljamming ship inspection, and then the Spelljammer cadets only, which would be just the two spellcasters of you, would be to the spelljamming nexus for basic training.
Okay.
So am I right in reading the map that there's a little balcony?
Yeah, there would be, yeah.
Yeah, Barnaby would be like, if you wouldn't mind a short delay to our timetable, perhaps you'd join me for a quick smoke break on the balcony?
If you're skinning up for me, sure, man.
I was going to suggest the same thing, but without the smoke, perhaps.
Well, just some fresh air for you, perhaps, then, Rue, but be nice to have a little bit of privacy. We've been all go since we got here.
That's true.
Yeah, he makes his way outside and kind of squeezes his big frame through the opening out onto the balcony. And then you see him kind of fiddling with the top of his uniform again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I wanted a bit of privacy because I was hoping to introduce you to a great friend of mine. Now that we have completed the assault course together, and we've got each other's backs, and he gives you both a very poignant look in the eye.
A friend?
Yes, a little friend, and he looks kind of bashful. It's like, I take him everywhere with me. And he reaches inside his uniform and he pulls out this little stuffed toy that looks like a little form of a loxodon, like a little elephant man with a little hat on his head. And you see he's got his 2 little stuffed toy arms like wrapped around a wooden pipe. He keeps my pipe safe for me. This is Timothy Bobbins. He's been with me since I was just a little gifling, and he brings me good luck, and I want him to bring you good luck too.
Oh man, this guy, he's got it going on, man. And he looks at him.
Yeah, that's really sweet there. Barney, sorry.
With that, he like has a big smile, and he's almost got like a little tear in his eye, and he kind of lunges forward and grabs you both up in a big hug. He's like, I knew you'd like Timothy. This is going to be an excellent adventure for us all.
I just want to say, man, his name may be Timothy Bobbins, but he looks like a pancake to me.
Well, I don't think he minds that name.
What is he again? Sorry, just like missed that slightly.
All the random shit. He's a little plushy loxodon.
Oh,
because
that's amazing. That's so cool.
Barnaby really wants to meet a loxodon one day.
No.
And Hannah has a stuffed toy called Pancake, so it just reminded me of that.
Oh, amazing. And yeah, with him out, he like gently takes the wooden pipe from beneath Timothy Bobbins' arms. It's like, well, if anybody wishes to share, you're very welcome.
I just want to ask, man, if he's been with you since you were a little kid, does that mean you've been smoking since you were, like, little?
No, he's kind of, I suppose the best way to put it would be, my father told me that a man can't really be carrying around a little stuffed toy, so little Timothy had to be repurposed as a practical man's accessory, if you will, holding the old pipe.
No, man, it's just like he's growing up with you.
Oh. You understand me, Mr. Moonriver.
Yeah, I feel like me and Timothy, like, have a good deal in common.
He offers the pipe to Rohan.
Yeah, Rohan would take a big drag and be like, that's some different stuff there, man.
Yes, it is kind of grown for my people. It's for our frames. I'm not sure. He kind of looks in Rohan's eyes. Not sure what effect it might have on you, but do enjoy.
What's in it? Out of curiosity.
It's relaxant, mostly. It lets you unwind. I find it nice to kind of pace myself throughout the day.
Should I tap her nose? Like,
Yes, yes. He kind of makes a point of blowing the smoke away from Rue. I apologize. It's not the nicest habit, but it's a way for me to sit and be with little Timothy for a while.
I don't mind too much. It's just not directly, let's say.
Of course, madam. I completely understand.
Man, you can just blow it in my face if you want, I don't mind. You know, not that you should, but I don't mind.
I'll keep that in mind.
Rula sits on the balcony and dangles her legs over the edge. It's like, let's just sit here for a little bit, though. Just while I rest my face, at least.
Rohan would be like, so are we in space now, or this is, like, not space?
This is not space, right?
Yeah, so you don't know this is like an isle off the coast, like off like from Waterdeep.
Mm.
But this certainly has the ability to the Spelljammers to fly to space.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a space harbor then. That's pretty cool.
We're buying our tickets to space, if you will.
Oh, I look
with our
forward to
own
it so much.
steel.
So, from here, Natalie, can Rohan see the coast?
Probably not. It's pretty far.
Okay. Could he try and work out what direction Undercliff Village is in from here?
Of course. Do a survival check for me. I mean, you sailed in here, so you've got some idea. Yeah, I think you could vaguely work out the direction.
Just like, Just points. I'm from over there in Undercliff Village.
Wow.
You don't want to go there, man.
Impressive. Quite close.
I'm sorry, don't want to go there.
No, man. Boring.
Oh.
Oh.
That's it.
Yep.
So,
Correct.
once you've finished having a smoke, do you, where are you going next?
Well, I would like a short rest. So, do we get one without any interruption? Question mark?
I would allow you to take a short rest. I will say during the short rest, as you sort of hanging around this area, do perception checks for me.
Dion.
Yeah, so you all notice that this huge lumbering gif, like adorned with this like huge like sort of naval Napoleon-esque hat with a royal blue with like lots of different medals on. You would instantly recognise this man, Barnabas, as very famous gif. You'd recognise him as 5-star General Radcliffe Thames. He's like really important, and he's like being escorted by like a number of academy officers, and he's sort of looking around the gymnasium, and you sort of see him inspecting like as it changes forms, and he's kind of nodding ahead, and then like as he turns away, like with the officers, like you just hear this like it's a massive fart. And like none of the academy officers all just kind of looked straight ahead, like not trying to like notice it at all. And then just like he just walks like off again and just walks off and out of the gymnasium after inspecting it.
Rohan would
Such
be like,
majesty.
Rohan would be like, by the size of that guy's hat, he must be important, right?
That's 5-star General Radcliffe Thanes. I
You
can't
must
believe I
also-
got to see him in the flesh.
He must also have something, you know, the Arcana thing. And he pats his stomach.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Ah, very wise, very wise. Oh, what a day it has been. He's
He's
a
important.
legend, a living legend. By the black powder itself, I couldn't have asked for anything more. I feel all aflutter. I couldn't possibly speak to 5-star General Radcliffe Thanes.
Yeah,
You get to stay high one
do
day.
a quick history check for me, Barney, just to see if you know.
17.
You would know that he's quite famous for having killed a creature known as a nightmare beast. You were based on the history. You would know that nightmare beasts are these like enormous quadrupeds that stand like 20 feet tall, or like 40 feet tall if they're on their hind legs. They can like easily like smash through structures, and you would know that they are known for like prowling different sort of asteroids throughout wild space, and sometimes they're like created by like powerful spellcasters to serve as like living siege engines, essentially.
Took one down single-handed, I heard.
Was it
My
big?
Huge! 40 feet tall.
Just for
Damn
Right
it.
just for reference, a nightmare beast is a challenge rating 16 creature, so they're very powerful. So this guy is fucking strong.
Damn, that's
Right.
like 7 of me, man. That's pretty big.
If I could become half the warrior he is, I'd die happy on the spot.
You feel pretty safe with him around here anyway, at least.
Without a doubt.
Indeed.
Can scarcely believe it.
So
Maybe get to talk to him one day, Barney.
That'd be a dream. I fear I'd only make a fool of myself, though, tripping over the words.
Yeah.
Barney and Rue, you from like space, or you from, you know, Baldur's Gate or something?
Well, not from here. We could be from other planets right now.
Yeah, you could be from other planets like outside of Toriel. Somewhere in
No,
the
I'm-
same wild space
so-
system.
This is on Tora. We're on Tora right now.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
This is technically my first alien planet, and she does quotation marks.
So I'm an alien to you, and he's like, "That's far out, man."
Yes, I suppose you kind of are. But
Pretty cool though.
Same for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of both are, really.
Thing is, in Undercliff Village, I was always saying, you know, there's aliens out there, and everyone would be like, "No, man," and I'd be like, "Yeah." And they'd be like, "There's this cheese wizard in Waterdeep that saved the world." And I was like, "No, man." But they believed in her, but not aliens. Well, look who's right now, man. Rohan.
Yours is the last laugh.
It's a good one, Barney.
Sounds like an interesting place, an interesting planet.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, but, you know, probably more going on out there. And he gestures to, like, wherever he thinks space is.
I'm sure there is. From what I've studied, there should be. And considering there's a whole academy about it, there definitely will be.
I heard that somewhere out there's a giant baby in space, man. Sounds far out.
You mean like God's babies and things like that?
I don't know, man. Just saw a big baby and that was it.
Well, I'll probably give that one a miss on the old hunting front. Not sure people would be impressed by a giant baby's head mounted on the old sitting room wall.
Probably a good idea. Yeah. Short rest, Natalie.
Sorry. Yeah. You can have a short rest. Yeah, that's fine.
I will do the scummy fighter thing and use
I'm
second
so
wind.
glad I chose this character.
Dude, I've been waiting for you to play this character for so long.
But I was like,
It's such a great part of your brain.
I was thinking, like, would it be bad playing it in the one in space? And I was like, no, it'd be the
Perfect,
best one
yeah.
to do it.
Pretty good choice.
Rohan, can you also roll me a
Perfect.
perception check to see when he had this dream about this giant baby, if he could determine like what exactly? No, you definitely think it's a giant baby.
Yeah.
It's nothing else. It's definitely not a giant baby.
It could have been a jelly baby.
Oh, it's a jelly baby.
You know, like babies made out of jelly.
Oozes and jellies. They can be a real pain. Mess up the old sword, edge of your axe. Got to keep your distance. That's the trick with them.
Makes sense, man.
Oh, yeah, jellies, yeah.
Right. So for the sake of expediency, where are you making your way along next?
What's the next thing?
We've only got one more together thing.
yeah.
The Skydock,
Mm-hmm.
right at the top, I assume.
Yeah, the Skydock's right at the top.
What's the one without? What's the one that's not together?
Spelljammer Nexus, which is
Yeah,
the
you two need to do that.
Right.
Maybe we should go to the one that's, you know, the Mind Palace. So we can show our powers off to you, Barney.
All right, I'm feeling fairly steady on my feet.
So
I'll do it for the two of you.
So you begin making your way up towards the Spelljammer Nexus, and on the way, you in the hallways, you are passed by a creature on a gurney that's pushed by a number of fleet officers. Each of you do a nature check for me.
19.
11.
Barney and Rulari, you know what this is. You know this to be a mind flayer. You can see the mind flayer wears an iron mask with bands restraining its facial tentacles as these fleet officers like push it through the hallways. You know, it's a pretty fucking dangerous creature, but
Quite something to have just walking through the hallways.
and they've
Trained or no.
they've got it imprisoned. It seems like you would know that the Spelljammer Corps are quite famous for sort of taking down mind flayers and in their nautiloids and things like that.
Well, that guy must not be able to breathe air or something.
I mean, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah, you would especially know, Rilara, that these are like inherently evil beings. They're telepathic and they can they have a pet. They have a particular taste for brains.
Yeah, they must be keeping it alive for some reason. I mean, why else would you? It's an evil creature. Surprised to see it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Knowing your enemy is a powerful thing. No more devilry for you! And Barnaby, glares down at the mind flare as it's going past.
Yeah. Just push past and kind of, looks back at you slightly, Barney, as it does. But eventually you do arrive at the Spelljammer Nexus. And I've actually got a different map for this one. So I had a picture in the little book. Oh no, wait, this is Skydot. Never mind, Spelljammer Nexus is a different thing. So the Spelljammer Nexus is an exclusive training area for Spelljammer cadets. So as you enter, you see it contains a laboratory, a library of navigational and astronautical references, a chart room, and then the Nexus itself, which is this large chamber containing 8 training spelljamming helms, ornate high-back chairs mounted onto mechanical gimbals that encircle a 30-foot high orrery depicting realm space. You see there is a human here who has... he's very pale-skinned. He... just from his look, he looks mysterious. He has his eyes shimmer like pools of quicksilver, and he I'll send a little picture to you so you can see what he looks like in the Discord. And he sort of makes his way over to you, and he as he does, he kind of rolls and then goes into a handshake, and he's like, "Good day, cadets. I am Seth Arbenzine, Spelljammer training officer." And he looks,
nice to meet you.
He looks to you with his and his silvery, quicksilvery eyes. Barney, they say, "You're of the corpse, yes? I sense no magical energy in you."
You are right, sir. I make no deception about it. I'm simply here to accompany my friends. If there's some way I can be of use in the meantime, please do let me know.
He kind of moves his fingers and does a small minor illusion in front of you of a poster of "we want you" kind of thing with a GIF's head on the center, and he's just "I think the cause will serve you better, dear, but you're more than welcome to watch on this occasion, I suppose."
Yeah, man, it's called cross-pathing or on-the-job education,
Barney clutches his stomach a bit. He's like, "Oh, yes, very, very fancy, very clever. Oop, I'll watch from here."
Enjoy. What are your names, cadets? And he looks to you, Rilara, first.
I'm Rilara. She just gives him a little nod and a bow.
A beautiful name for a beautiful woman. And he kind of does a little bow, and then he does a little illusion of a rose in his hand, then goes to hand it to you, and then do you try to take it?
Well, if she saw it was an illusion, probably not, no.
Yeah, and he sort of says, "Disappointing," and then he moves his hand back, and obviously it disappears, and then he says, "And your name, sir?"
My name's Rohan Moonriver. I'm from Undercliff Village near Waterdeep. What about you, man?
I am Seth Arbenzine. I serve here. Let's just say that much. And he comes.
You live here?
I do. And he conjures up a little river with a moon above it in his hand, and he sort of moves it back and says,
"Oh, bro, that's sick, man."
"Are you both ready to partake in the basic training as part of your orientation, I assume?"
It's supposed to go to the toilet around here so I can empty myself out first.
Cadet, you should have emptied yourself out in the dormitory, I'm afraid. As, if you want to empty yourself out here, then I may have to call the guards, because that is not the appropriate place to do so.
Try not to concentrate too hard, right? And you'll be fine, right?
Yeah, you're right, Rue. I'll just easy breezy, you know.
With me here, I will make you look like the best pilot you ever had, and I'm sure you won't shit yourself.
Well, we piloted him, man.
You will be guiding the movement of miniature test ships, which move mechanically through the orrery as it spins. You must use one of the Spelljammer helms to complete a realm space journey with the test vessel.
Sounds good, man.
He kind of like brings over these like mechanical arcane devices, like helmets, like that look like see if there's a picture online. Well, there's no great picture, sadly. They're kind of like these like almost like crowns that kind of like curl upwards and sort of like illuminate on the very ends of them. I can't find a great picture of them. But yeah, you get the idea. It's like sort of curl up and sort of like curl back down, like almost like a set of horns, and then light up at the end. He says, I must warn you, there can be quite a strange sensation, more akin to moving a limb than operating controls on a cart or other things wherever you're from, whatever land vehicles you might be more impartial to, or one of the docking boats that make their way at the bottom of the sea dock.
Like a cart?
Not quite like a cart, dear. It's more refined than that. This is where true pilots, true spelljammers, learn to channel their inner power.
Will we be working on the same thing, or our own different ones, separate ones?
You will each operate one at a time.
Okay.
It is more of an instinct. I will be honest, basic training with this is more to get you used to it. As I can guide you into using a spelljamming helm, but I need to understand the person beneath you to really be able to guide you in, and so you have a understanding of how you can truly pilot one of our own spelljammers. Hello?
Yeah, cut out a bit.
Oh, sorry.
Cutting out, Natalie.
Is it okay now?
Cutting out.
Maybe.
I can try reconnecting on my hotspot. Hold on.
I feel like it's predetermined who's going to drive a Spelljammer.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Is it okay
I
now, my
can't wait
voice? Or
for
is it still
poor
lagging?
Rulara to have to like become knocked out or something.
Yeah. It's gonna happen as well.
I dreamed of this moment, man.
Is my voice better now?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, good.
No.
He would have said that he, like, basically, to truly pilot a spelljamming helm, to help you, to train you, he needs to understand you, but each better as people, to get inside your mind, to truly channel the arcane energy through, so you can learn to truly pilot one of these magnificent vessels. So, we'll start with Rulara. Could you please roll a d6 for me?
Okay.
2. He kind of looks at you and stares deep into your eyes, and the quicksilver eyes kind of like swirl within, almost hypnotically. And he says, "Tell me where you wish to be 1 year hence. What shall the cosmos make of you?"
Wish to be probably more knowledgeable than I am now, and in the astral sea, if possible. It might be a distance away than a year, but maybe maybe there, maybe completing my studies even further ahead than that. Also, space now.
Very well. And he like gestures to the spelljammer helm, and you place it on, and you see like he channels this like arcane energy like through your hand as he's like sort of places a hand on your back and then on your side of your arm, and you sort of start to feel yourself guide the this tiny spelljammer through the orrery as it spins, and you guide it through, completing a tiny realm space journey with the test vessel. And
Does the helmet is it like cover your eyes?
Yes,
Does
it would
your-
cover your eyes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're sitting down.
Yes, you would be like sitting down in this like huge high-backed chair.
Yeah, she's sitting down cross-legged on it.
And after you complete, he says, "Very well done. And now, Mr. Rohan, and can you please roll a d6 for me?"
Yeah, as he put the helmet on, he'd look to Barnabas and be like, "Look at me, man, I'm Dagot Neverember, King of Waterdeep."
Good show.
4. And he kind of sits, and again he like stares into your eyes with these quick silver eyes, and he says, "Tell me honestly, who among your friends and fellow cadets do you most respect?"
Xander Brew are pretty awesome, but you know that Vina chick, what a bummer.
He kind of looks at you and says, "I don't feel you're being entirely decisive. If you do not truly decide what you want or on who you respect the most,
Well, you know,
then you may not
man,
have the aptitude for flying."
Barnabas had like cool tattoos on his neck. Kind of respected that.
And he kind of sort of takes a step back and then looks towards you, Barney, and then like pushes the Spelljammer helm down slightly, and you start to see, as Rohan does with his help, like guide it through the realm space journey with the test vessel. And as you both complete it, he sort of looks on and he says, "Well done. I will expect to see you both flying a Spelljammer within a few months, perhaps.
Oh, hell yeah, man, that sounds sick.
You both have quite innate talent."
Oh, thank you. I've not flown a space jammer before, so it'll be interesting.
Well,
What one of these spell jams look like? Is it like a big pod or something?
like a ship, but with wings.
Damn. Kind of looks across the room.
He conjures like an illusory image of a Spelljammer in his hand and just says, "Remember when they tell them that Seth made the talent look oh so good."
It's bigger than that, though, right, man?
He just smiles and clicks his fingers, and each of you gain a point of inspiration once you've answered as we're answering the questions.
Barney cheers. King and Queen of Neverember.
So you got one more mission to go to the Skydock.
Yeah. Okay.
So you make your way finally up to the summit of the Skydock. You use the blue sailor rank helmets you received from the administration area.
It's Rohan and put the blue one on top of the red one.
Oh yeah, you can do that absolutely fine.
Yeah, he's doing that. But different angles, of course.
You can see just from like making your way into this area that there's like a spelljamming ship that's docked at the summit of the academy. You would have probably seen this docking as you came in through the sea dock. You can see that they're it looks like a merchant vessel delivering supplies. There are security guards at the stairs leading in to the Skydock. But they see this blue security helmets, and whilst you think if you didn't have them, they'd probably challenge your entry to this area. But they seem to sort of nod and let you in. As you do, you see the inside with this sort of in this big kind of like sort of hangar type area. You eventually move over to, I can move you to what it looks like, through to the skydock itself, where you see there's like a huge observatory essentially at the very far end of the room. It sort of stares up into, there's like a magical sort of effect on the outside that kind of like captures
Very cool.
on the windows, that captures the skies of wild space like much closer, like almost like it's like the telescope zooms the entire window in, if that makes sense. There's numbers of scrolls on the table, and it's quite like fancy bookcases filled with different scrolls, and immediately you see there's like two twin gnome officers. They look very, very similar. They are like they sort of are like moving around this. They're like looking at this spelljamming ship, this at this big merchant ship, and some of the people are sort of moving boxes off and things like that, and requisitions and things like that. And they sort of look over to you, and one of them says, "Cadets." And one of them sort of like looks quite cheerful, whilst has like both have like walnut coloured skin and like carefully groomed long black hair kept in like tidy buns. They have like meticulously maintained uniforms, and like really like nice white gloves. You see one of them is like seems quite more jovial, and the other is she has like a red scar down one cheek, whilst the other one is like looks sort of more official and more no nonsense, and the sort of more jovial one comes over and says, "Ah, cadets, lovely to see you," and then the other one is like, "Yes, lovely to see you. Well, I am Pick, and this is Kip, and we are the Whistle Slaps."
Whistle slaps.
We are gnomish inspectors, and we are here to complete your induction. Yes.
Yeah, what's slapping everyone?
So you're here to learn about Spelljammers, correct?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Barney's having to like bend right down to see these guys. They're a third as tall as he is.
Yeah.
So there's you can see like they lead you over to the hangar. Now you can see there's like a number of different docks, and there's you can see like you can see there's more Spelljammers like docked in, not just the one that was at the edge of the hangar, and they sort of guide you out of this observatory and eventually lead you all the way sort of down to there, and sort of Kip Pick is like, yes, you have to be awful careful in the inspections, Pick says, and kind of looks to his sister's scar across her face, and she's like, yes, we've had, you don't want to be touching the wrong thing, so make sure you keep your hands to yourself. And,
okay.
So they begin to show you around doing a full inspection of the Spelljammer. They show you like each different part of the ship, and they give you like a rundown, like each completing each other's sentences as you do, as they show you all the different parts of a Spelljammer, and tell you about all the different like workings of how it works, and they show you the spelljamming helm, and they show you where the weapons are and the arcane cannons and things like that are. During the inspection, can each of you make a perception check for me? 18.
Perception.
These boats are pretty big, man.
So, Rulare, you're the only one to notice, but you see a suspicious event. On a nearby dock, you see there's a hobgoblin academy officer supervising the unloading of one of these merchant ships, and you see him surreptitiously slip the merchant a platinum piece, and in return the merchant hands the hobgoblin a small bottle, which he then conceals in his pocket.
Oh. Okay.
That's all you see.
It looks suspicious, though, right?
It looks suspicious, yeah.
She would like nudge, probably Barney. Did you see that down there?
Did Barney see it as well?
You didn't, no.
No.
She just explained to her what she saw then.
That sounds most thoroughly against code. I'd perhaps let Pick and Kip know.
Yeah, it just looked really curious. So you're right. Let's let them know, and then she'll tell the
So
tell
you
the
see,
two
like,
as
one of
well.
them's like, and this is where you climb up to the bird's nest.
It's where I wanna be, man, in the bird's airy.
So do you go over and tell Kip and Pick and what you saw?
Yeah, let's go tell them. Go on.
Like you see, Pick kind of like, oh, that's not good. Yes, I shall investigate this immediately. Yes. And you see, Kip moves off, the more serious of the twins, and after a few minutes, you see the officer, the hobgoblin officer, is like a number of guards come over and sort of take him and is consigned to the brig for what looks like a violation of.
Yep.
No, he looks like he's being taken to the brig for like a violation of like customs charges. Yeah, it doesn't look. It looks like he's being taken away by guards, and sort of Kip comes back over and is like, "Very good, cadets. You were wise telling us of the information."
It just looked really suspicious, is all. I'll be having suspicion around where we're about to be for a while.
We wouldn't have spotted it if it wasn't for Rue's impressive eyesight. She deserves the credit.
Thanks. Somehow, my perception's not usually that good.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, man, but she was right.
Okay, so as you do that, Kip and Pick kind of run over the final details, and they're like, after they've showed you the thorough inspection, they're just like, and that concludes the thorough inspection of the Spelljammer. He says,
You have to do an inspection each time you drive it, or
if you are a good pilot, then you probably should.
Okay.
But this was just to introduce you to the inner workings of everything.
Quite impressive.
Very enlightening.
You know, man, children are the future, yeah?
How many? Certainly. How many people usually?
They're not children.
No, I mean,
They're gnomes. I'm so sorry for my friend's poor form.
I mean, we are the children for the future, man. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
I see.
Sorry.
Yep.
But yeah, I was kind of confused.
That's on me. Apologies. I misread. So I'm very sorry.
I mean, man, you're so big, but we must all seem like children to you, man.
Many of you are smaller than even our very young GIF. It can take some getting used to.
And sometimes you gotta realize it's the intellect over the size, man.
Yes.
And anyway, back to she talks to the what are their gnomes again, and she's like, how many people usually are on these boats when we fly them? When you guys fly them?
Well, it quite varies, to be honest. Sometimes you'll see a crew up to of 10, maybe more, and other times you can operate the ship with a crew of 4 or 5. Ideally with more.
And the minimum is 3 or 5.
Exactly.
I see. I see.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed your induction inspection.
I have. It was really, really impressive. I do look forward to maybe driving one day. She looks Rohan as well.
Should you have completed your orientation, then perhaps you should report back to Bosun Tato.
Okay.
So, are you heading back? I'll move you back to the main map. So you're currently at the top of the structure of Spelljammer Academy in the Sky Dock. Are you making your way back down to the simulations deck where you can find Bosun Tato? Or are you going to head back? I know you did talk about going to the cadet quarters as well. To get Rohan's bed back.
Oh yeah, because the cadet quarters
yeah.
is on the way, isn't it?
It would be below the simulation stack. So,
Oh, okay. I think probably simulations take first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a lot higher up.
As you're walking through the halls, you there's you see a lot of cadets, and a lot of them are giving you a dodgy eye. Right, they're kind of just looking at you kind of thing.
Gives them a dodgy eye back.
Rohan's used to that.
Yeah.
But I don't think Barney notices that much. He's got a passive. Actually, his passive perception's not terrible.
I think
But I think
you would notice. I
annoying.
think there's it's quite obvious that some of them are giving you definitely a kind of look irritated. You might not know why, but
Is it a lot of people or just a couple? Or?
there's quite a few of the younger cadets sort of look in your direction as you sort of come out of the Sky Dock, and they're just sort of looking at you
I think if there was more than just a few, Barney would actually put his hand out in front of one of them as they're going past, and just be like, "Now look here! I can't be having you shooting a look at us like that. We've done nothing to you. What's going on?"
Well, you're the only other cadets in the Sky Dock. Must have been you.
What? Must have been us that did what? Don't mumble.
You're the ones who got Officer Sean put away.
Oh.
Okay.
Was Officer Sean, was that Hobgoblin?
Yeah, it was
That
a
was-
Hobgoblin, yeah.
A Hobgoblin, perchance?
Yeah. He always
Perhaps.
gives us a return home from wild space a bit of Yggdrasil garden rum as a reward. We know it's not proper and legal, but it's just for good morale. Now
I
he's
guess
in
you
the
should have been
brig.
thinking of it.
He just kind of looks at you gives you evils, Lara.
Yes, you shouldn't have been, trading secrets for money, man.
He just kind of tries to pull away from you.
Yeah, Barney lets him go. Grab him. Kind of strokes his chin a bit. He's like, seems we might have committed a bit of a faux pas amongst our colleagues, but I think what we did was right.
It's fine. As long as... it could have... made some enemies, I guess.
Yeah,
But they'll get over it.
we might have an interesting time at the dormitory, but I'm sure Barra and I can put all this to rest.
Nobody's heading on the Cliff Village, man. Don't mess with people you can't afford to mess with, and I feel like you guys have got a lot going on, so I'm pretty safe.
Yeah, I think we can handle whatever they want to do. Just means we might have to put up with typical student trickery.
I'm sure if you showed them your tattoos, Barney, they wouldn't want to mess with you. Some of them pretty big. I don't know if they're as big as the ones on your tattoos, but That's pretty big as it is, yeah.
Maybe I will. And don't sell yourself short, Rohan. A man who can fail to climb a grease pole 9 times but still get back up for the 10th is a force to be reckoned with.
My mum said determination was my virtue, yeah. But then, she stopped staying there after I turned 13, right?
Perhaps she found old Undercliff Village boring as well.
She never went to the space, man. And he gestures around him.
Do you know where she is now?
Down Undercliff Village.
Oh, right. Okay. I understand now. Let's just all keep an eye out, eh?
Indeed.
Watch the perimeter.
So you make your way, watching the perimeter closely, down to the simulations deck, I'm assuming, to report in with Bosun Tarto after you completed your orientation. As you sort of enter, she says, cadets, I see you've, have you completed your orientation tasks?
I think we've done them all, yep. All done.
List fully completed and satisfyingly checked off. Bosun Tarto. He holds it
I
out.
thought lunch was provided, though.
Yes, you will get lunch after, I have one more task for you before you'll be dismissed for lunch.
Wait, have I got a question?
Go ahead.
Is food and space different to Undercliff Village?
I don't know what they serve at Undercliff Village.
There's a lot of potatoes, leeks, there's a lot of lamb. Is there like some? He kind of looks at Barnabas. Is there a lot of I don't know, elephant?
No, not common to find elephants in wild space.
And he gives him a little look of like, come on now. Like a little frown. Oh, no.
I don't know, man. Like, I thought you were the most vicious predator. Hippo, man. Don't mess with them.
It's a common misconception, actually. We're a largely vegetarian people.
Well, that's what I believe in, man. Don't take of Earth's bounty. Look after it, yeah? And by Earth, I mean space.
Well, cadets, once you're finished chatting amongst yourselves, I have a task for you before you're dismissed for lunch. She hands to you each like a gold security helmet, as she does.
Whoa.
And she says,
The third hat on Rohan.
yeah.
All at different angles.
She says, a spell jamming trader has delivered a fresh shipment of supplies to the Academy, including a crate addressed to the Academy head, Mert the Merciless, the old wolf. I would require each of you cadets to deliver this to Mert's room in the bridge quarters. The old wolf was up late entertaining visiting dignitaries from the Rock of Brow last night and is feeling more than a little worse for wear. So I expect you to keep the noise to a respectable level. I hope I can also make sure you know that you should avoid damaging or tampering with the crate in any way. And if Mert is awake, you should obey his orders to the letter. Understood?
Understood.
Yeah. Mert's cool, man. He'll understand.
She points
also understood.
She points to this heavy looking crate. If you were to pick it up, it's probably about £100. So, I think maybe you could awkwardly carry it on your own, Barney, but you might want to get help just for...
Yeah, I've got a carrying capacity of £480.
Yeah, you definitely carry it, but
Christ.
the problem is it's 2 feet on a side, so it's quite unwieldy more than too heavy for you directly.
Yeah.
On the top, you see it says for Mert, burnt onto there almost.
Nice.
Rohan would try and position himself. It makes it slightly easier for Barney to carry.
Yeah.
Rula will try as well, but it's got
I'll
0.
take the heft of it if you two can guide me.
Oh man, it's carrying a fridge.
It's quite awkward.
So, are you going to make your way up to the bridge quarters that are just below the sky dock?
Yeah, I think so. Be given an order.
Yeah, so you climb back up, this time carrying this heavy box as you do, with mostly not too bad with having Barney on your side, but maybe for the rest of you it's kind of a bit heavier.
Yep.
But eventually you make your way up to the bridge quarters, where you're instantly met by a number of guards, but they notice the gold hats, helmets you're wearing, and
Yeah,
they hand their kind of green like blades aside, and they and you arrive within Mert's quarters. And I'll move you over to.
I can't get over the thought of Rohan looking like a fucking fruit pastel lollipop with the different colours on top of his head, one after the other.
Oh yeah, Mert. Nice.
Where is that?
Now bloody, you know. Now
Wolf is such a ridiculously cool nickname.
I'm on the other side of that interaction.
So, you see Mert's quarters are sumptuously decorated with velvet curtains, gold fittings, and oak panels. A cauldron-sized fishbowl stands along one wall, filled with, like, squirming octopus. On the opposite wall, a table bears a topographic map of the Sword Coast. And nearer the door, there's a walk-in wardrobe that stands, like, partly open and golden light spills out from within. Peering in, you see the old wolf himself sprawled over a giant leathery bed, snoring loudly, just like.
Right, we
Holds a finger up to her mouth.
where should I put it down?
She points on the soft rug.
I
'Cause
can't
it won't
really
make much
see.
noise.
Yeah, man, it won't mark the floors either if you put it on the rug.
What if he really likes his rug?
It's only a bear, man. Look at this map. And he like moves over to the map.
Can each of you roll stealth checks for me?
Ooh.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Hey!
2 natural ones.
All
and a
right.
5. So as you go to be stealthy, like Rohan, you instantly just sort of like trip on the floor slightly and sort of like land on the desk and knock the map over and then fall over and knock some of the things. You see that and like almost instinctually go to help him, Rulara, which kind of like forces Barnabas to sort of carry the box on his own, which suddenly is like heavy and unwieldy. So he has to like carefully put it down, but really it's quite loudly as he sort of like pops the box on the floor and
Crushes the bed.
suddenly like Mert calls out. He says, "My Ilmater's buttocks! My head is exploding! If you've come to drop off that ring, just put it on the rug over there and open it as quietly as you can and let me die in peace."
Rohan looks at the map and he's like, man, what's East Fang? That sounds like a wolf's name.
Hurry up.
Away, so apologies. Barney's gonna try and open up the box.
As you do, Barney, as you pop it down, now you've like carried it and you kind of like thumped it down. Suddenly you hear this like from in the crate. Like a strange thump from it sounds like it's coming from the inside.
He said open it.
Well, you stand back, Rue.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And he'll try and open it
Fine.
still, even with the thump.
As you open the crate lid, a cacophony of high-pitched squeals emanates from within, and grotesque creatures scuttle into the light. Ugly cat-sized monsters with hairy, spider-like bodies and eel-like heads. Mert kind of sits up and looks over and he's like, "Rrrr!" and tumbles from his bed and lands heavily on the floor, dragging his bed covers in with him and wrapping him up. Can you please all roll initiative?
Yeah. How many of you guys got 2 nat ones? Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
and
Matt,
another
you're
one.
like-
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus!
No, you're like level 10. I've seen your stat block.
Yeah,
Get
he's
in here,
good.
Mert.
But he's
Hungover Mert is level 1.
he's a fat old man who's currently hungover as shit.
Didn't tell Mackie you're in space, did you, Mer?
As soon as I
Keep
saw
that-
him in this adventure, I was like, "Oh my god, it's him!"
He's keeping that one secret for Like, Mackie's not good enough. Let's take Rohan.
Yeah.
Need someone with an imagination big enough for this.
So let me. All me do me nature checks to see if you know what these things are.
God, I'm feeling like garbage.
Yeah, we all are a bit. Huh.
Oh, so is that? Oh my god, 9, 7, and 4. Yeah, none of you know what these things are. Real bad.
How have the octopi reacted?
They're just not. Don't even seem to care.
Just chilling. Got the Rohan vibe going.
And they were pretty well. Right, so these creatures are up first. I am gonna, because I've been meaning to do this, I'm gonna roll them in little groups. So this is Neogi hatchlings.
Yeah, I thought about doing that in Shattered Lake.
I much prefer it personally.
Yeah, I think it's good. I want to switch over to it too.
I think we only did it out of convenience at first because we didn't know how to use Roll20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
But like I didn't realise, but when you hover over it, it shows the person in that yellow box.
Highlights them. It's really cool.
And then let's roll initiative for these ones. And finally, let's do these ones.
Oh man, I love this little crew so much already.
Yeah, me too. Perfect level of serious and
Yeah, such a nice blend.
They all rolled super well.
Uh-oh.
So, let's start with 3. These ones are going to move up to Rohan. Let's put some a bit more intimidating music on, shall we? Let's do this one. These
I
ones.
do like the sci-fi music as well.
Yeah, I'm loving
Yeah.
having that refreshing sci-fi thing.
So these ones are going to attack you, Rohan. Both going to try, and they like crawl up across the floor, like skittering on the floor, and go to just like bite into your leg. First one hits you with a 20. Could you also make a Constitution saving throw for me, please? You take 6 points of damage. You do fail, and you are poisoned for 1 minute. You can repeat the
Jesus.
saving throw at the end of your turns. Let's put the little poison symbol on you. And
I'm ready to
my
TPK and be resurrected.
that never happened before. It's fine. Mert will save you.
I mean, he's pretty powerful.
He is pretty strong.
If he gets out of that bedroll.
So
My
then
one weakness.
these ones. Were you over here, Rohan?
he was there, yeah.
So, yeah.
He was next to a table.
Sorry, I'm going to move up to you then. Got 20 feet. This one will attack you as well. Hits with a 22. For
Oh,
a further 7 points of damage.
He's
That's bad. These next
this could be
ones
so bad.
are going to all like crawl up to you, Barnabas.
Come on, big man.
So 3 attacks.
Tank it up.
1, 2, 3.
Fuck, 2 of them hit.
So the first one
They're rolling well.
is 6 points of damage and a con save for me.
Yep. You might just want to roll the damage on the second one there.
And 7 points on the second.
Yeah, he's down.
Oh
Fuck.
my
And
god.
these last ones are going to move all towards Mert. They're going to dash towards him. They can't quite reach him.
Thank God she bought the healing potion.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, fuck.
Barnabas, death save for me, please.
Where's the thing? Where can I see the thing? the little knocked out symbol. There it is. Death save. Properly. Roll.
Yeah, it's one
Pass.
success. Rohan, death save me, please.
I'll do a con save.
Yeah, I did realise that con saves are saving throws that you don't have proficiency in.
Death
After
saves.
re-
Yeah.
After reading the book, I was like, but apparently there's one class where you can get it. You can get proficiency in it. Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
it's like monk or something.
yeah. A 9 is a failure for Rohan. Rulara,
Yeah.
it's your go though.
Man. I failed on my nature check, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Fuck. I'm gonna try and sleep him.
Yeah. Roll that 5d8 for me. How big is sleep? How big is sleep first? Because you might be
It's
able to hit.
20. It's 20 foot.
I think you can hit all of them.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to.
Yeah, roll that.
Do
five,
it.
roll that.
I'm gonna do
5d8.
ice knife, but yeah.
If you're gonna sleep, then 5d8 for me. Could be pretty
Could ice
clutch,
knife
yeah.
It's a good idea.
I think it's worth it. Like, otherwise, you can only get one.
27. So
Pretty good roll.
7. That's one falls asleep. 2 falls asleep. Let me move them. 3 fall asleep.
Nice.
And
Three,
then
nice.
so 7, 21. That's only 3 of them you get.
Shit.
Still good.
Bonus action. Bonus action. Because bonus action, I can use objects because she's got monkey feet.
Oh yeah. That means you could chuck the alchemist fire.
I was thinking I could chuck the alchemist fire.
Badass.
You could do it,
But-
definitely.
It's a bit close to Rohan though.
They are like hugging that area there.
Yeah, you could get them.
They're like on that line.
If I could try and
Do
aim
it.
it like away from Rohan, like there.
Yeah, make a ranged attack for me.
How do I do a ranged attack?
Just dexterity plus just a dexterity
Proficiency.
roll. Because I don't think you're proficient in improvised weapons. You should have inspiration, I believe.
Oh, yeah, let's use it. Yeah.
20.
Hey.
You do manage to, and it lands next to them. Roll damage for me.
There you go. Rue clutching it up. And 2 boys just went down like a sack of potatoes. Oh fuck,
Oh,
one
no.
I
day.
think it does more than that, right? That doesn't seem right. That's fire, 5e. I'm pretty sure they take like 5 on their turn though.
On here,
1d4 during the start of its turns.
yeah,
Okay.
each.
So you'd
Yeah.
roll each time.
Yeah. Can I? What's these wavy things here? What's this wavy thing?
Like curtains.
I climb up the curtain.
Yeah, you could try.
Oh,
do,
yeah.
Do an acrobatics check for me.
Scurry.
So these 2 are on fire.
Oh, you're rolling so
So
bad.
fucking bad right now.
3 then a 2.
Yeah, no, you don't fall over or anything, but you do, like, you can't, you don't get
The
a good
curtain down.
footing. You just, yeah, you pull the curtain down with you.
Shit.
It is the Nagogi hatchlings' turns, who are currently on fire, so they take 1 point of damage on both of them. I think I'm gonna do wisdom checks for both of them because they're like both just been like splashed against fire and they've.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realised something.
I'm like.
That Nagogi
Tracking
actually cannot be put to sleep.
Oh,
Oh,
no!
God.
Shit.
God, get out of there.
These 2 are going to do wisdom saves to see if they like panic. That one is a 12 or lower. Yeah, they both are going to panic and they're both just going to like and just run off in a random direction as they
Yeah.
try and like cleanse the fire from themselves. And they do manage to cleanse the fire because that is an action to cleanse the fire. The ugly hatchling ones over here.
I like to imagine this music is playing in Rohan's head as he's unconscious.
Ain't on the floor.
I think these two are gonna like run after you, Rue, because they've definitely sort of
Shield.
so bite.
Oh, they're rolling so well.
Shield.
You can shield if you got reaction, but I think it's only +5, right?
Yeah, we've got 16 AC, right?
So that's
21 would meet it then.
Meet it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
So you would take 9 points of damage.
Oh, she's down already.
It does take you down.
We did it, guys!
Okay. The Oakley Hatchling 2 is going to... They're all going to attack Mert. So, he would be prone, so one of them hits. Well, they would have advantage, but whatever. Okay, 4 points of damage. So I'm going to say, as you all lose consciousness, please roll the rest of your death saves for me first. Because it all depends how long it takes Mert to get up and save you guys.
Oh,
Holy
you got a nat
shit.
20!
Okay, well that changes
Yeah,
that changes
I'm done with
things.
it.
Because wait, we do them one at a time. So 3 would be a failure.
Yeah.
So 3 would be a failure. So Barnabas would have 2 failures.
Yeah.
But then 3 would be a failure. Then I need Rulara's one. 6 is a failure. The Yogi hatchlings are... Right, Barnabas, I need another one from you before Rohan can get up.
No, don't die, my boy. No.
It's
He's
a
dead.
failure. He goes down and dies to the Yogi. Fuck me. However, on the next turn, Rohan does get up with a natural 20, and you are enough to open your eyes and witness as Mert suddenly gets up and in a flurry of blows just pulls out his rapier and cuts all these Yogi hatchlings asunder, and like a whirlwind.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
The old.
We don't have Revivify. Fucking Mert.
Are those two dead?
Yeah, he literally just cuts, like he's like a whirlwind.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
this like fat stumbling whirlwind, but suddenly just seeing Barnabas cut down, he suddenly just goes into a whirling rage, and you know this guy's high enough level, Kieran, that he can fucking wreck these things. So I will end combat there for now.
Did I need to do the third one
Oh,
still?
yes, you would.
Well, I don't know. Does Rohan have healing? Has he used all his spell
Oh,
slots?
that's a good point.
Rohan's got 1 spell slot.
So he could heal Rulara before she would sink into the darkness then, so feel free to roll a...
Come on, man! Gotta get up!
Raise his head.
Come back round like the waterfall.
Fuck no.
What a callback.
Thank you, Rohan. Fuck.
So,
Goes in.
I need
Barney.
to ask you a question, Tom.
Yes.
Is this where Barnabas's story ends?
Please, no.
Okay.
Rohan would be banging on his chest like, come on, man! You hear Palmer's man
Yeah.
mate, gotta get up!
Who knows
Gotta
that
think
too.
about Tomothy, man!
So,
Timothy Bobbins.
as Rohan, you're pounding on the chest of Barnabas, like he's clearly completely out of it. like you see him, you look back at Mert as he just picks up one of these ugly hatch and just stabs it in the throat and just like squeezes its head off and just he just sort of like just bites it and just throws it aside, and like drops it in the fish tank for his octopus to just consume. And meanwhile, Rulara, you just like look down, panic as Barnabas is just completely out cold. This like poison like seeping into wounds on his side as these awful little Neogly hatchlings have done to him, and you see Rohan beating on the chest of Barnabas, and suddenly Rohan pounds in, and Rohan suddenly, you just see Rohan's head just go back and his eyes go fucking white. So you see Rulara, and suddenly Rohan, you just see this moment looking down in your dream. You saw this in a dream months ago. And you suddenly think to yourself, you look back through the dream and you're like, whoa. Well, how would he react in this situation? Like, he's looking down at himself, like his eyes gone white.
Rohan?
Yeah, Rohan.
Like out of body.
He's having an out-of-body experience.
Like, whoa, man. I knew I was in space, but I didn't think I'd be in space above my own body, man.
So you get this instinct, Rohan, that you're able to interact with this dream. Somehow you are able to lucidly dream differently, and you can feel yourself like drifting towards Barnabas, and you get the impression that if you place a hand on him, you can fix this.
Come on, Barney. My name's Barney because you said I could call you it. It's like, you gotta come back to the light or the dark or, you know, just my hand or whatever. And he, like, reaches out to try and touch him.
And as you do, suddenly, Barnabas, you just get this big breath comes from him, Rulara, and you see Rohan's hair goes jet white for a moment.
Oh.
And then suddenly back as Rohan just passes out. This is going to be a pretty big sacrifice though, guys. Like, this death doesn't come without pretty bad stuff. So I am going to...
Don't take the mustache. Not the mustache!
Let's quickly look where my table is, because it's been a while. I'm going to need you both to roll on the poison damage table. It says D20 for both of you, please. For an 18. So...
Oh no, I'm going to get off lightly.
An 18 is only minor nausea. However, a 4...
Oh, the magic's made my tummy feel funny.
...is major kidney failure as the arcane spell completely overwhelms him. So, Rohan, you must succeed a Constitution saving throw DC 15 or gain the poison condition until you complete a long rest. I think that... When you complete a long rest, you can make a con save of DC 15 or you gain the poison condition until your next long rest, basically. Only the magic such as the regenerate spell can fix this. Alternatively, someone can tend to the kidney failure and make a medicine check once every week. After 10 successes, the kidney failure is resolved. And furthermore, I also need you both to make piercing damage as well. A D20 on both of you.
Oh my god.
An 8 and a 3. An 8 is a pierced stomach. When you complete a long rest, you must succeed at a Constitution saving your DC 3 or gain the poison condition. So it's not too... It's kind of... You're like double poisoned somehow.
Oh, you're going to be even more out of it.
I'm actually going to have you re-roll for that one because I think it's too similar. So if you want to re-roll a D20 for me, Kieran.
You are blind. No.
4.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You
Oh my
get a
God.
cardiac injury. You gain a level of exhaustion, which cannot be removed by normal means. If you fail a saving throw against fear or fear effects, you gain another level of exhaustion that cannot be removed by normal means. It can only be removed by magic such as the regenerate spell.
Oh my god.
And then
Jesus.
you get a 3, Tom,
Yep.
which is a groin injury. Your speed on foot is halved, and you must use a cane or crutch to move. You cannot take the dash action, and you are sterile.
Oh my God.
Magic such as the regenerate spell can heal the groin injury.
At least the cane's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It is, and finally, for the fact that Rohan has managed to revive you, I'm also going to need 1d20 on a psychic damage as well, Barnabas, because he is like unleashing something.
Yeah.
This
For
is
sure.
pretty bad confidence. It's pretty bad.
They the poison one actually makes sense because Gif are kind of resistant to poison.
Yeah.
Like dwarves. 7.
7. Okay. You get long-term madness. I need to roll what it is.
Oh, fuck. He thinks he's
You
the
got-
emperor.
Long-term madness. Where the fuck is it?
Above all these notes about what this has happened, I've called it the cost of living crisis.
Oh.
Where is it? Conditions.
God, I can't believe these things stabbed me in my dick.
Madness. There is.
Bastards.
Long-term madness, and it lasts for you as well. Twice as long.
Yeah.
So, not too bad. Can you roll me a d10
D10.
first? See how long it lasts.
Gonna be like even more aggressive
17.
hunter.
So it lasts for 100.
With a cane?
It lasts for 140 hours, so it's not too
40
bad.
hours.
So it's like the next sort of few days, and
Yep.
then roll
Yeah.
me a d100.
6 days. D100. $38.
The character regards something, usually the source of madness, with intense revulsion as if it's affected by the antipathy effect of the antipathy sympathy spell. So you would be, I think, I would say probably your wound in terms of your walking injury.
Just like hatred towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So
Uh,
those are the consequences. Pretty bad.
You might have to write Rohan's down. It's basically organ failure.
Yeah. So I'll do the.
He
H
fucking
for you.
revived Barnabas and his heart exploded. His kidney gave out.
Jesus.
So,
Oh, jeez.
so let me quickly write these down. So you got Rohan and Barnabas. Barnabas gets these ones.
Basically, I've got to operate just on no attacking, all healing, and area of attacks.
Yeah.
But then that's fair because he kind of just does that anyway. Like I don't.
Oh.
He tried to use his club once and missed.
You know what I've got to do for my walking stick? I've got to have like the sticks they have in fucking Warhammer for long rifles, like to prop the gun up. Just have that,
Yeah.
prop the gun on top. Boom! Half speed, sterile, walking with a cane.
At least it fits, kind of.
Yeah. It's badass.
Rohan.
There with my monocle.
He's real badly hurt as well. So cardiac injury. He got major kidney failure. And
God.
that was it. So these are the two. I'll copy them into Discord for you.
The worst part with that is that this isn't a hospital. He doesn't know that He's just like, oh, my insides hurt
Can you
so
make
much.
Can you make a handout, Natalie, so I can put it in?
Of course, yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just forget it.
Whereas at least with my groin injury, it's like there's a stab wound in my groin. I can see what the problem is. Oh, cannot take the dash action.
Rudar is just like, you okay, guys? Yeah, that looked painful.
Great first
That's
day
right.
on the job.
Delivering packages. So hard. Ah.
And then I'll put Barnabas's ones in there as well.
It's nice that Barney said for Rulara to step back though.
Oh,
It paid
oh
off.
yeah, Jesus. Well, yeah, she would have been dead about 4 times over, I reckon.
God, it's so unlucky.
Super unlucky.
Easy.
The sleep
Yeah.
would have helped.
Yeah.
It was
only
just the
bits-
initiatives. The
Yeah.
initiatives just fucked us completely.
Yeah.
Right, there you go. You should be able to see them both in your handouts.
Thank you.
Okay, so, despite your injuries, the sounds of battle in Mert's quarters alert the guards just as
My fire's still going.
as Barnabas has come back to life. It would just sort of be burning on the floor as Mert just kind of stomps it out and stuff. As the last hatchlings expire, the characters hear you all hear alarms from throughout the bridge quarters, followed by the thunder of booted feet as security forces converge on Mert's room. You can see Mert is furious. Who dares to have Mert, the great Mert, the merciless Mert, the moneylender, killed? His day is ruined, and he swears that heads will roll once he's find out who's behind this outrage. As Mert is blowing off steam, Master Blip appears at the door. It's difficult to tell, but the autonome looks worried. His bronze mustache hangs lower than usual, and his mechanical eyes have sunken into their sockets.
With regret, Master Mert, the attack was merely a diversion. While our forces were being drawn here, more burglaries were reported across the academy. Our thief has struck again.
Shit.
Shit.
So, with the news that the thief has struck again, this adventure comes to an end.
Oh, damn.
You would be taken off, both Barnabas and Rohan, to the sort of medical wards of the academy, and Rulara, you wouldn't be far behind to receive any magical healing they can offer. They can't offer any regenerate spells. There's no one here currently with that level of expertise, but they can offer any sort of minor. They could probably get rid of your nausea, I reckon, with just basic magical healing, for example, Barnabas. And
I think it's kind of stupid, but I think he might refuse it.
yeah, no, totally fair.
I think he'd be like, I failed against these tiny creatures, I deserve to feel what I'm feeling.
Rohan would be like, man, if he's refusing it, just give it to me, man. My insides feel like...
Feel like a waterfall that goes on forever, man. Oh, God.
So with you in the infirmary for quite some time and getting used to your first adventures in Spelljammer Academy, Mert does eventually pop by and gives you each an ingot, the gold ingot worth 50 gold pieces.
Very nice.
Thanks, man.
And you all would
This will help my insides.
level up to level 2.
Woo! Action search.
Nice.
However, that is where we will end today's session.
Awesome.
While they're all recovering,
I loved it.
Rulara would visit them in the little hospital every day,
And that'll be
bring them drinks
that'll
from the
be
town.
a tale for next time.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Barnabas
That's
is going to consider Rohan like a blood brother now. He saves it.
Yeah.
I exploded my insides for you, man. Circle of Dreams. It's got to be Circle of Dreams.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so perfect. I love it.
There you go, Graviturgy.
Yeah, so
God, it
cool.
always goes
Obviously-
fucking crazy at level 1. It means I have to pull some fucking, like...
You did really well. You did really well.
Yeah.
I don't feel bullshitted. Get to keep playing my character, which I really want to. I love him.
Yeah.
Well, I saw like a really good video the other day on YouTube, and it said it was talking about character deaths and stuff, and the guy in it was the DM, and he was saying how that like he's like he was like the bard at his table got killed, and he could see that she was like really upset by it, and he was like, and he just said like instead of just having her killed, he just asked her, is this where her story ends? She was like, no, I don't think it is. And he was like, okay, well, instead of that, then you're going to have to sacrifice something pretty big. So in her story, she like was like in love with the soul inside this like magical sword, and basically the spirit of this magical sacrifice itself for her, so she could be alive still.
So
I was
cool.
like, that's such a cool storytelling thing. And I was like, I love the idea of putting it in the player's hands of going, is this where their story ends? Because
Yeah.
you're still going to get consequences that are like we just seen are really fucking bad.
Yeah.
But it can still, the story
I
still
like that,
continues.
unless it's a boss, because I feel like
Yes.
at a boss maybe it makes a bit of difference.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. I think
But-
that you got to read the situation, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. In certain situations, obviously.
Yeah.
But I like it in like, for situations like this, it's like,
100%.
yeah, it's really
Yeah, yeah.
good
Mm.
because it's like I get to play on, but he's
you've
he's
had
out.
you've had bad consequences.
I need a fucking t-shirt with his face on it that says "I exploded my insides for you now." The best thing ever.
Too funny.
And his hair went all white, but then it's gone back to normal now. But it did go all white.
Yeah.
One day it'll be all
That's
white.
very cool. I love his vibe because he's got the stupid comedy stuff, but the dream stuff just makes it so cool as well.
Yeah.
You're just like, there's something about this guy, even though he doesn't really know how to process it. He's got something going on with like prophetic visions or what have you. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a character I wanted to play for a long time, but I didn't feel like it fit in anything.
I
Yeah,
got
it's fair.
so many fucking notes for this session. I
Hell
don't
yeah.
ever made so many notes in one session. There's just so many
Timothy
little
Bobbins.
things where I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, what's this? What's this? What's this?
It's fucking awesome. I love them all already so much.
Yeah.
Little group.
They're such a cool like mix for like the sci-fi-ish Spelljammer net stuff as well.
How do you mean?
You got this you got the like warrior like gunner guy,
Mm.
the like, but also with his tone, like the brash captain-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Kirk, where it's just like, let's do this, we got this, get in there, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the smart, sensible one, the intelligence officer. You've got the
Very much.
fucking spiritual center. I just love it. I find them so easy to imagine, like in different Spelljammer situations already.
Yeah.
I just want to imagine like Barnabas with like gritted teeth with his cane and stuff, just putting a hand on Rohan's shoulder and being like, "We've got to do this, Rohan. We're going in there." And he's like,
Right, man.
"All right, man.
Are you sure?
Gotta be the waterfall." Goes like swan diving off the side of the ship or something.
Well, they've released the name of the next adventure, the follow-up to this one, which is called Trial by Fire. So
Oh god.
It releases in September, right? So it's probably like every 20 days or something.
yeah, it releases in August. The book does, so it should.
Oh,
be,
shit.
It should be like
Oh.
every few weeks, I think.
Damn. Yeah. I prefer, like, as much as I love, what's his name? Hannah's character in Plank King.
Oh, Tank.
As much as I love Tank, I prefer these guys more.
So
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I'll definitely run the adventures as they come out.
Yeah.
It's, like,
Hell yeah.
really easy. And
I
then
want to go into trial by fire with a groin injury. Just like, let's fucking go. Got my gun.
just want to play Rohan, where it's just like, it's alright, guys. I've only got organ failure. It's nothing big.
Just wakes up each day, rolls the dice. Well, guess I'm not doing anything useful today.
I just like the idea of him channeling there's some kind of energy of dreams inside him and it just pops his own fucking kidney and pops his own fucking heart.
So, his spells are Thunder Wave, Healing Word, Fairy Fire, and Cure
Yeah.
Wounds.
Nice.
Like,
What a sweetheart.
but then again, he's got upgrade.
That initiative was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it was so bad. Even just one of us going before the others just
Yeah.
immediately diminishes the attacks coming in.
Yeah.
Because you take them out. And if it was fucking... I don't know if... Yeah, like... Well, sleep didn't work. But if Rohan had Thunderwave or something, could have just, like, wiped a load of
Oh
them out
yeah,
straight away.
easily. They only had
Well,
7
yeah, that's what-
health.
I had Ice Knife as well, so it could have got at least 3.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if Rohan removed high, he would have used that.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering how it'd work. Like, I didn't know the connections, like, between this and everything else.
Yeah.
But that's why I was like, Rohan's from Undercliff Village. And when you're like, oh, the boat left from Waterdeep, I was like, oh, fuck, that actually works really well.
Yeah. I wanted it to be kind of a bit of a mystery, so you don't exactly know, because your characters wouldn't exactly know either. And I love the beginning of like you like not realizing you're in a simulation and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I really like seeing the teeny races as well. Like,
A dozy.
whatever Rue was cool, and both and the GIF were like awesome as well.
Yeah, I'm having fun with Hadozi so far.
I like Hadozi a lot. They're so charming. Monkey.
Monkey.
The GIF are hilarious.
Yeah,
The things they get are just like funny. You get
They're
the
massive.
yeah, fucking 9 feet tall. When I saw that, I was like, what? You go on the page, it's like they're not quite as tall as ogres. It's like fucking hell.
Still great though.
How big's the
Massive.
ogre?
We're like 10 or 11 feet.
Yeah.
So the difference between medium and large is pretty big.
Yeah.
Like, pretty small, really. Like, he's just medium.
Yeah, he would be like on the border of large.
He'd be at halfway.
They're very stocky as well. So he's just like this fucking mountain.
Now I get to come up with something about an aardvark conspiracy. Mecha aardvark.
That was so good.
And,
The thing I love about that trope, and I knew Kieran would play it perfectly, is the fact that it doesn't change for anyone. That's always my favorite thing. So no matter who's in the room, like 5-star General
Oops. Sorry.
Radcliffe something is there, and Barney's like, oh my god, it's the best guy ever. But Rohan's just like, hey man, like your hat, bro. Like, he doesn't read the room or anything. It's my favorite thing about that style of character. Yeah.
He was obviously very influenced by Argyle out of Stranger Things, but with a completely different voice.
Yeah. He is genuinely the best part of that series.
Still haven't really
You
watched
guys are
much
gonna
of
have to
it.
work out what your characters weigh, because it's gonna affect my spell.
Oh. A
Wow.
lot, Barney.
Hmm.
Rohan probably be like 160, 70 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit thin.
Could
I
affect
mean,
my-
I have no idea how to
Certain
fucking
situation.
calculate, because it's like exponential, isn't
How
it?
much does a hippo weigh?
Or like a fucking ton.
A
2
hippo
tons?
weighs a male adult. So is it essentially like a GIF is a hippo standing up?
Kind of. But a hippo
Because
has a lot of
hippos are
like,
fucking big though, aren't they?
bulk.
But so is
Yeah.
but so is a GIF, right?
Let's see if
If you went for the low range, 1,500
Oh, here we go.
kilograms.
Gifts stand between.
£500, according to
He's
this.
weigh easily 500 pounds,
Yeah.
not counting their military dress uniforms. And I think, yeah, Barney's fairly big, so he's probably
And
more.
Barney wears
7.
lead on his.
He probably weighs like 700-ish, something like that.
Jesus fucking Christ, it's massive.
Yeah, he's huge.
I was very curious how like sci-fi fantasy would work, but I actually really like it.
I
it's
really
great.
like it. Just the little glimpses. I love that opening with the Reavers. That felt so cool.
Treasure. It's like Treasure Planet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's great.
I can't wait to get on a ship. Have poor Rulara just trying to pilot it
Yeah.
while we're
It's
there
gonna be
like,
I'm really excited.
let's go this way.
It'll be the next,
And then
like.
Barney
pre-written
sees an
event.
astral dreadnought and he's like, that way!
Well, it's going to be the next pre-written adventure I've run, because all these like prequel adventures go into the Light of Xerxes book that they're releasing with it, which is like level 3 to level 8, I think.
So when you run it, are we going to be playing these characters or?
If you want,
Okay.
I want to play Rohan.
yeah.
I'll be playing Barney. I love Barney. He is a trope I've wanted to play for a long time.
And other people could join as well if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Depending on like when Tom
Yes.
finishes Cold Mountain, or I don't know what else we want to run, or I want to run, or we can just keep it as you three. I don't mind.
You want to join in, Anya? You want to be a space pirate?
More than welcome to.
Yeah. Get you a new laptop.
She really needs to get a new laptop.
Yeah. I'll look into it. Right.
Yeah. Off to
Lovely
bed.
and in time as well. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
Get lots of sleep tonight.
Very good.
Yeah, sleep well.
That was awesome. Thank you,
It was
guys.
great.
Very good, yeah.
Glad you enjoyed
Thanks.
it.
Oh, and there's tomorrow as well.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I love Rill. I was thinking about Rill earlier today.
Oh, I can't wait
I
to
think-
that again.
I think Rill probably there's been cooler moments like between characters and such, but for solo cinematics, actually Jorik's one with the Bone Devil was pretty awesome. But I
Yeah.
keep thinking about
Diving through the fire.
Rill's the scrap of fabric that he tied to the bow to shoot like from his hair, like lighting it on fire. You can just see it
That's
so clearly in my mind.
Mhm.
But yeah, diving through the fire was awesome as well.
Well, I've got all the things you said about got them covered, so it could end up going pretty crazy depending on what you decide.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I told Kieran, but when me and Hannah were in Centre Parks, we were doing the boat around the lake, and we were role playing as Babette and Gilfie. It was pretty
So
funny.
great.
Cute.
It was
I love
cute.
that.
Mm.
Oh, I can't wait to watch Babette and Sing Song trying to catch a fucking like professional pickpocket.
Yeah, is that what they're going to try and do tomorrow?
Yeah.
I was trying to work that out.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's what Babette wants to do.
Okay.
Hmm.
I love
And
this.
Gilfie and
I love
yeah,
Mr.
it's gonna-
Blip, by the way. He's such a great
feel like-
character.
Mr. Blip's so great.
Yeah. It's
That
great.
voice, amazing.
I feel like tomorrow's going to meet your minds like, maybe we should do the sensible thing. And it's be like, no, we do. No, we're going to catch the pickpocket. It's like, okay.
So great.
See.
We'll have some thoughts.
We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Cool.
See you later.
See you then, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.